Welcome to Texarkana Game Day along with Tiger Vision, and we are in Texarkana, Texas, and we're bringing you some more high school baseball. Brian Bolt, and we have got some celebrities here with us tonight. I wasn't sure what to call you. I didn't know if I was going to call you.
A celebrity to my left here, yeah.
Well, somebody's got some peanut M&Ms, so I was being real nice.
Well, I was going to wait to eat them until we took a break, but now I may just start crunching on them.
We've got a representative from both schools that are playing today, at least their fan base. We've got the Tiger King himself, Billy Lavender, from right here in Texarkana, and we have got Frank Sides, who has moved on down to Longview and calls their baseball games each and every week. And so we've got both of them with us, and we're going to bring you the State Bank pregame show for just a few minutes before we get started here at Tiger Field. And so, Billy, we'll start with you. You were here doing the game with me last week. What have you seen from the Tigers so far this season, and what are you looking for tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, they've handled the teams that they were supposed to handle, and they've lost to the teams that were probably a little bit better than them, except for Longview, the first game that they played Longview, and it's really, I mean, I'd take these two teams and you just flip a coin every time. I think both of them hit the ball from top to bottom and field it really good, and both of them have a couple of good starting pitchers, and so, you know, if I was assessing the season, it's kind of gone as Texas High has hoped. You know, you don't ever want to lose, but you just understand that sometimes the other team outmanned you, and but tonight I think we're going to have a really, really good game, just like we did the first time we played, and you know, kind of. What do you think, Frank?
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that. First, the term representative is probably a bit strong. We're both fans of these two teams,
That's
first
right.
and foremost.
That's right.
But here, the Lobos recently are kind of starting to click a little bit offensively, and they are chock full of young, talented athletes, and they're starting to hit the baseball well. And like Billy said, these two teams match up very well. Two different styles, but styles make fights, Mr. Bolt. I think we're going to have us a good one tonight.
Yeah, and so Texas High comes into tonight's game second in District 15, 5A Longview in fourth place. Texas High has got a 6-3 district play record right now. The Lobos from Longview come in with a 4-4 district record. Both teams pretty impressive overall in the season. The Tigers come in 13-7 overall. The Lobos 14-7-1, and so, you know, pretty evenly matched as you come in here late in the season. So, Frank, we'll go back to you. What are the Lobos looking for out of this game? Not really going to move around in the seedings within district, but what do they get out of this big win?
Vengeance, am I right? Texas High came into Longview and beat them on their home turf. It was a well-played ball game all the way around, but I think the Lobos are looking to get them back. Every player I've talked to says they absolutely love hitting this ballpark. Short porch in right field, wind blowing out. We might actually see some fireworks tonight.
Yeah, it may see some guys trying to lift it instead of hit down on it, right?
Yeah, and so you were here with me last game.
Billy.
Billy.
I'm still Billy. It's all right.
Billy, you were here last game. We saw the Tigers hit a lot, but they went right to someone in the field. They had a lot of hits, but they just couldn't get anyone across the plate.
You know, and that's the thing is, as a coach, that's what you want. You're not going to always hit it in the gap. You're not going to always hit it in the hole. But if you can hit it, eventually the odds are going to work in your favor. And they didn't against Hallsville. But we got on him, and we've seen some really good pitching this year, and we're going to see some more tonight, I'm sure. But that's the thing is, as long as you're making contact and driving the baseball, those things are going to start falling. And so that, you know, that's where they want to pick up right back where they left off, not necessarily on wins and losses, but hitting the baseball like that.
Yeah, and your Lobos are just as scrappy up and down the lineup, no wasted at bats, and they've got a couple guys, maybe 3 or 4 tonight, that can change the scoreboard with one swing.
Yeah, and so Landon Grant's going to start on the mound tonight for the Lobos. You know anything about him?
I do. Big young lefty, be competing for the starting QB job next year. He had an injury, so his season was delayed. He's just now kind of getting his stuff back. Nasty sink on the fastball and a curveball that's almost unhittable if it's on.
And what you're going to see from from Longview's outfield is you don't want the ball in the air going into the outfield. If it goes in the air in the outfield, it's caught. They got guys that
to add on to that point, the guy in left field is your district champ at the 100-meter, 200-meter, and runs the 4x100. The guy in right field is the number 3 running back in the country. He ran the second leg of the 4x100. The guy in center field is going to play baseball at the University of Houston next year. So.
Other than that, they don't really have a good outfield.
In other words, if you're going to hit it in the air, get it over the fence.
Yeah,
we'll
right.
flop it to the other side. I know a guy that's starting on the mound tonight for the Tigers. Billy talks about him so much.
Yep.
He really loves that guy, Nathan Steele. Billy, tell us a little bit about him.
Nathan Steele, he's a senior for Texas High and had a really good career and looking to finish out his year just like he started. And it's just kind of, you can almost chalk up that he's going to have a great outing every time he goes out. And I'm not trying to jinx him or anything like that, but he just, Robert Cheney, on the other hand, is our number 2 guy, and there's not a whole lot of difference in pitches and stuff and velocity with them two. It's just Cheney's been on some losing ends a couple of times this year, but you just know every time that Nate Steele goes out, you're going to get a quality pitching performance for him, and that's what I'm looking for in tonight.
And what a baseball name, right?
That's right.
Nate Steele.
That's right.
Well, we are about 7 minutes away from first pitch here at Tiger Field on a beautiful Tuesday night here in Texarkana, Texas. It's about 68 degrees. No rain in the forecast. It will drop a little bit as the night goes on. Frank alluded to it earlier. We do have a wind that is blowing out of the ballpark, so hopefully, our fingers crossed, we may see some long balls tonight.
It's blowing out of the ballpark, but it's blowing out of the ballpark to right field. It's blowing in from left field, kind of, and you're going to get some balls in center, but you're going to see that in these teams, in the last 3 weeks, we've had more 20-mile-an-hour to 30-mile-an-hour wind games than I've seen in 4 years here at Texas High, and so these guys are used to it. But it's something that, as an outfielder, you typically look away right as the ball's entering your mitt out in the outfield, and it's something that you can't do because that split second, that ball will get on the ground and make you look. It'll humble you real quick.
Yeah, we spent a few minutes across the way at the softball field and just saw a few pop-ups that were just moving all over the place.
And I was watching Longview's coach. What's Longview's coach's name?
James Goldman.
He's hitting some fly balls from. Giving it everything he's got, and that ball's drifting from left field way over to almost center field.
Yeah, and so switching gears just a little bit to hit on what you just talked about. 2 coaches that have been at both programs for a good long while. Coach McClure, John McClure, the head coach of the Texas High Tigers. He's 14 years in here at Texas High. And then Coach Golden over at Longview. He's been there for 30 years. He's got over 500 wins as a Lobo.
You don't see that a lot, especially nowadays, coaches with tenure like that. But when you do, you realize that they have baseball programs, and that the school supports them, and that the coaching staff supports them, and that they get good kids in there who are willing to learn the game. And man, kudos to Longview and Texas High for having 2 coaching staffs that, like I say, that have been here a long time, but build programs.
Yeah, Coach Goldman, he coached the Ranger great Chris Davis that went on to play for the Orioles.
That's right.
Said he did some things in BP that he just hasn't seen since, as you can probably imagine.
No doubt.
How many years do you think Coach Golden's got left?
You put me on the spot. And that's a question you don't answer.
You know him a lot better than what we do.
At least 30. He's got 30 good ones left.
30 more in him?
That's a post-game interview question.
Don't ask me that.
Well, if you're just now joining us, we appreciate you for tuning in here on Texarkana Game Day along with Tiger Vision, and we are about 5 minutes away from first pitch here in Texarkana, Texas, home of the Texas High Tigers. Coaches getting the dirt moved around a little bit out there. That's a good sign of a great baseball program when the kids don't come out and take care of the field, the coaches do.
They do that after. See, the coaches get out here when it's just barely scuffled.
Yeah.
And you see there's you see Coach McClure's doing it himself, and he's going to have Coach Minnie unhook the tractor right there. But
Coach Goldman doesn't have to do that anymore.
You delegate some power, but you delegate to the bad jobs. He's going to get to drive the equipment, and then Coach Minnie will get to take care of the other maintenance.
This is the Lobos' first year with 100% turf. Every last bit of it, So
well,
when I drive the tractor anymore.
When I came out here to the first game this year, I thought, man, Texas High's gotten turf, but man, they take such great care of this field. The grass is just phenomenal. And, you know, from experience as a high school baseball coach, it takes a lot of time to take care of a baseball
People
field.
don't understand,
You do not.
especially the baseball guys. People don't understand what baseball coaches, I mean, thinking about weather, thinking about, you know, when are we going to plant it? When are we going to oversee? When are we going to do this? When are we going to cover the mound or not cover the mound because we're supposed to get some precipitation, or, you know, how's our dirt? How much turfage do we need to have a clean game? And man, it's a field with no bad hops out here.
Well, and it's not like taking care of a yard.
Right. Yeah.
You got to understand, these guys are practicing on this field every single day. It doesn't just get to sit and just, hey, come cut my grass on Saturday and it looks pristine.
You got full freshman team, you got full JV team, you got full varsity team, and they all practice on it. And then there's other people out here taking ground balls and fly balls and stuff, getting better. And so, yeah, it's a science for sure.
Yeah, you've got folks making a good living doing this at golf courses.
That's exactly right.
And it takes an expert.
That's
this
exactly
looks like
right.
a fairway of a country club right now.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're about 3 minutes away from first pitch here at Texas High. Our pregame show being brought to you tonight by State Bank, your local bank for all of your personal and business banking needs. Visit statebankofdecab.com or stop by any of their various locations. State Bank, your family, your bank. And so as both head coaches, McClure and Goldman, come up to meet each other at home plate and talk with the officials for tonight's game. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction of tonight's game, but
I'm not scared.
Not a score prediction, but what do you see or forecast for the Tigers tonight, Billy?
Man, I see the same thing for both teams. I see a good, clean game. You know, when these two teams get together, it's typically, and this is not just this year. It's been over the last several years. You see a good, clean game. There may be one that'll win more than the other, but they're really an evenly matched program, a evenly matched team, and you typically see that. I mean, if you have one that every now and then you may have, if you play at the end of the year, someone that really doesn't need a win and wants to rest some people or whatever. But right now you're going to see 9 guys go out there, and Texas High will use 10, 11, 12 sometimes when you get runners in or some pinch hitting and stuff. And it's just always a clean game when these two get together.
And what you're going to see from Longview is aggressiveness. Coach Goldman's he doesn't bunt, and every single person in that lineup is capable of taking the extra base, stealing a base, and manufacturing a run that way as opposed to giving up the out. So
that's going to be a key for the Tigers tonight is not giving up free bases. And Steele's been good at that this year. Is not giving up. When I say free bases, I mean first. It's hard to steal first. But once Longview gets on, they can steal second, third, and home. So what you want to do is not give them that first base. Make them hit.
And
So
sorry about
go
this.
ahead.
Got to tell you, before leadoff man Ronald Woods comes to the plate, he emulates Juan Soto of the Nationals. If he takes a good pitch, he's going to do a little dance in the box. So get ready for that. Real popular with the hometown crowd and me. I got to admit, Billy's seen it. He's in town for that.
It's cool.
So we are just a moment away from first pitch. We're still here on the State Bank pregame show. We want to give a big shout out tonight to Tiger Vision. They do such a good job bringing you Texas High athletics along with Texarkana Game Day. And we're just going to give some of those student workers some love tonight. We got Emma Burns, who's an engineer. We've got Shelby Tubb. She's a tech director. Zach Doty, he works graphics. Dawson Mosier. Let's see, that's the roving camera, so I guess he's moving around.
He was on us for a minute without warning.
Donovan Brown, he's a camera operator, and Emma Wheeler is a backup camera operator, so we appreciate them. And then Charles Aldridge, he's their
Mr.
He is the fearless leader back there in the truck that makes everything work each day here on the campus, or even away during football season.
That's
for
exactly right.
for all of the Tiger Vision stuff. So just a great partnership between Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision. And so I tell you what, guys, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have the national anthem and the starting lineups right here as we get ready for some action-packed high school baseball. It's District 15-5A between the visiting Lobos and your hometown Tigers. We'll be right back with baseball action.
Are you ready? It's time for some Texarkana Game Day baseball. Fastball on the outside corner. He rings him up. just like that, 3 up and 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. If you're looking for good baseball, Texarkana's the place to be.
Welcome back to Texarkana Game Day along with Tiger Vision, and we are here at Texas High for some Tuesday night high school baseball action. We're going to break away for just a second as the field announcer is announcing the visiting team right now, and then he'll get to the Tigers and we'll have the national anthem. So we will break away momentarily, and we'll be back with you with the first pitch here in just a second.
In center field, number 3, Gabe Flores. In right field, number 2, Taylor Tatum. DH will be number 7, Ronald Wood. In the dugout, number 6, Tucker Gary. Number 8, Campbell Williams. Number 9, Jarrett Lewis. Number 12, Isaac De La Garza. Number 19, Davion Isaac. Number 22, Andrew Tootie. Number 27, Caden Shepard. And for the home team, the Texas High Tigers. In left field, number 10, Jody Reed. In center field, number 1, Luke Smith. In right field, number 14, Robert Steen. At third base, number 6, Jacob Yao. At shortstop, number 13, Sawyer Fisher. At second base, number 3, Jordan Kraut. At first, number 15, Nate Minnie. Catcher is number 22, Dallin Bristow. On the mound, number 8, Nathan Steele. DH will be number 16, Dalton Rayleigh. And in the dugout, number 2, Jacob McGuire. Number 4, Chandler Chapman. Number 5, Tanner Ross. Number 7, Brendan Allred. Number 9, Knox Skillgreen. Number 11, Alan Cartwright. And number 12, Matt Miner. If you'll stand and remove your hats, we'll begin with the national anthem.
Welcome back. We're live here with Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision. And you know what? They're having a little standoff, and the Lobos are going to take that one. They were waiting each other out on the foul line, and so we'll chalk that one up for the Lobos, and they're coming to bat first.
We'll give them that if you can get the win tonight.
That's right. Billy Lavender here representing Texas High. Frank Sides here on the side of the Lobos wearing the green uniforms tonight. And you know what, guys? You know one of my favorite things in baseball?
Tell me.
Pinstripes.
Yeah, well, you got them tonight.
That is classic baseball. You got pinstripes on both sides.
That's right.
So the Tigers come out wearing all white with the black pinstripes.
Well, then the Tigers win that because they got more pinstripes, right?
Hey, if we're going
we're
off
looking for small victories.
If we're going off who looks the best tonight, I give it to the Tigers.
Yeah,
so far.
see, I mean,
That's fair. That's
okay.
fair.
So
I know Bolt really loves that burn orange. I think that's what it is.
You can look through my closet. There's not one burnt orange piece of clothing in there. Nothing against Texas High, but a lot against the Longhorns. Sorry about that. So no orange in my closet. But regardless of that, tonight's game being brought to you by Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. With their experienced physicians and great personal care, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital is your superior choice for minor and major emergency needs. Stop by and see Dr. Young and his staff, or give them a call at 903-838-8000. Real care, real convenience, real capability.
Let me tell you something. I got a guy sitting on my other side of me, not Frank's side, named Morgan Smith. And if you hadn't followed this guy, Texarkana Game Day on
everything,
on everything, but more importantly on can't remember the name of the TikTok. Yeah, how could I forget TikTok? Follow him on TikTok. Got some really cool stuff that he does, so it's worth a follow for sure.
The 6-3 Tigers are about to face off with the 4-4 Longview Lobos, and we are seconds away from first pitch. Nathan Steele on the mound for the Tigers tonight. Ronald Woods, he's the designated hitter. He'll take the first pitch from Steele for strike number 1.
And Ronald is typically your left fielder. He's DH tonight because Gabe Flores, your starting pitcher, is playing center field. But Ronald's rocking a .492 on-base percentage. Big-time leadoff man. He does his job well.
Second fastball high for ball number 1. Get even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And Ronald leads the team. Sorry about that.
Nope,
Bill leads the
ahead.
team in runs scored and stolen bases. So once he gets on, he gets in scoring position.
Next pitch going to be popped over
Ball's
into foul
coming back.
territory. Yao. He gets over by the dugout, and he'll make the catch right on the edge of the grass for out number 1.
Freshman third baseman for Texas High, playing that ball like, here's the thing. When the ball goes up in the air like that, it's routine, right? Well, nothing's routine with the wind tonight. And so you see him make a really solid catch, and that's good for him.
Yeah, nothing's routine when you're running head first toward a brick wall either.
Yeah. And not a lot of guys over there with green shirts helping you out, right?
That's right. Number 2, Taylor Tatum will step into the box now, and he'll face Nathan Steele. First fastball from him is going to be outside for ball number 1.
Just an all-around impressive young athlete here. He's got 1 home run the season, and it came in this ballpark to right field. So takes a good rip at a fastball there.
He's going to get his cuts in, right?
That's right. And he's the guy I told you about earlier, the number 3 running back in the class of 2024.
Flat roll.
Tatum with a 1-1 count, 1 out here in the top of the first. Steele delivers another fastball.
Man, he's
on the outside corner, strike number 2.
Here's the thing: is one of those was a ball and one of them was a strike. Both of them hit the glove right where the glove set up, so they wanted it out the first time to get him to chase, and then they got it a little bit in. They got over the corner, and it's really good to see Steele hitting his spots early.
Nathan Steele, the 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball. It falls in there, strike number 3.
Just looking. That's a tough
nasty
boy.
pitch, especially if you haven't seen it.
That's right. And that thing starts off coming right at your left jaw, and it gives you a little flinch. This the Cox kid?
This is the Cox kid. Comes into this one leading the team and the district in every single statistical category offensively.
The last thing you want to do is pitch this guy inside. Let him hit it to right because he can hit it a country mile.
Connor Cox steps up to bat with 2 outs here in the top of the first. First fastball to him is going to be popped up into shallow left field. Cody Reese gives chase, but Sawyer Pritchard will go back and make the catch for out number 3. And so no hits, no errors, no men left on, and no runs scored here in the top of the first. We're going to take a short break, but we'll be back, and the Tigers are coming to the plate right here on Texarkana Game Day.
I'm Dr. Matt Young from Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. We have expanded to increase our outstanding services for our community. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are a full-service emergency department and are now offering inpatient services and outpatient imaging. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, real ER without the wait, where your hometown physician owners are always here for you.
We're back here at Tiger Field where Morgan Smith is making bets that he can't back up. We're scoreless right now as we head to the bottom of the first, just like Morgan would be if we played one-on-one. But nonetheless, Landon Grant is on the mound for the Lobos. Jacob Yao, the freshman, will lead off for the Tigers. And so far, nothing going for the Lobos. 3 up and 3 down in the top of the first, but a big lefty on the mound, Landon Grant. What do you know about him, Frank?
I know that he's coming back from injury in his first few appearances back from the, I guess you'd call it the injured list. He struggled to find his command. That usually comes last, but his last few outings, he's been all over the zone with that sinking fastball and curveball, and if he's on tonight, he's going to give the Tigers some trouble.
Good-looking kid on the mound for sure. Throws it straight downhill.
A nice arm from behind the plate as Flores slings it down to second base. And so, as we mentioned, Jacob Yao, he'll step up. He's a small guy, a small strike zone. So he'll step up to the plate first for the Tigers.
And Landon's mom takes her traditional position behind home plate. She records every single pitch.
Like a good mom does.
Wearing the Dodgers hat tonight.
So here's the first pitch from Grant. It's going to be popped over the backstop for strike number 1.
And the key for Landon tonight, Billy, is to just keep it in the strike zone.
Pound the zone.
Yeah, when he loses it, it tends to snowball quickly for him.
Second pitch from the big lefty, an off-speed pitch. Going to be swung on and missed for strike number 2.
Got it upstairs, and ball looked big as a beach ball probably to Yao, and couldn't catch up with it.
He shakes off the first sign here.
No balls and 2 strikes. Here's a fastball. It's going to be fouled to the backstop. We'll stay at no balls and 2 strikes. Jacob Yao, the freshman, first hitter to face Grant of the night. He's battling at the plate.
And if he's not seeing that breaker, it's going to be tough to lay off here.
The 0-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball. It's going to be back to the pitcher. Grant will pick it up. Thought he was going to run over and tag him. He's got some long legs. He outrun the speedy Yao over to first base.
Jacob doesn't. I knew you weren't talking about Jacob when you said long legs.
Well, he's fast.
Yeah.
His legs move really fast.
And what Jacob did on those last 2 pitches is kind of looking for the ball out over the plate, and that ball was kind of like you said, kind of moving. And last second, it was fixing to be a strike, and he had to just make contact.
The senior center fielder, Luke Smith, will step in the box now for the Tigers.
Luke leads the team with I think he's got 4 bombs this year.
First fastball to Smith will be fouled over the backstop.
If you weren't so busy at work, we'd know for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Just doing mortgages at Texana.
That's right. Way more important than this.
Here's the second pitch. It's a fastball again. It's going to be outside for ball number 1. Going to even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Smith. Landon Grant, he delivers the 1-1 pitch. Going to be a little high. It was a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Drew Flores behind the dish tonight for the Lobos. Luke Smith, a big, powerful hitter for the Tigers. He'll receive his 4th pitch, and it'll be the 3rd ball. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Luke can also roll when he gets on the bases, so he's got some wheels, senior center fielder.
Smith ahead in the count. He'll get a fastball right down the pipe. A big swing and a miss, and that'll take our count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Luke Smith. The payoff pitch. It's another fastball. He just smokes it by Luke Smith for strike number 3.
Good fastball up in the zone there. Had to protect with 2 strikes.
3 swings and misses.
And as you can see with this young man on the mound, if he's got it going, he's all arms and legs, and that arm angle is just a tough at bat.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Pitcher's duel so far. Nathan Steele, he'll step up to the plate. First fastball to him, going to be a little chin music there. Brush him off the plate just a little bit. Both men collect himself, and we're back to play. Next one's going to be another high fastball, but this one will be fouled over the backstop. Going to even our count up. 1 ball and 1 strike. So with 2 outs, the 1-1 pitch from Grant. A big swing and a miss by Steele, and quickly Grant ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, now you're playing defense right here. That's not where you want to get to with this guy.
There's an off-speed pitch. It's in the dirt. A nice pitch there by Grant.
But I was saying it does appear that Grant has the good fastball tonight, though, early on at least.
It's lots of swings and misses.
The 2-2 pitch to the plate. It's a fastball. He spikes it in the dirt, and again, our count is full.
You know, if anything that's happened good for the Tigers in this first inning is they've taken him full on a couple of pitches. They need to get a couple of guys on and see some.
So here's the payoff pitch. It's a high fastball and a 2-out walk for Nathan Steele. First walk of the ball game. So that's going to bring up the DH, Dalton Rayleigh. He's a big junior, wearing number 16. He's had some big hits this year.
Yeah, he has. He's had a lot of good hits and a couple of doubles, and he just made a lot of hard contact. You know, we noticed it the other night, a lot of loud outs, and Dalton's going up there, and he'll take his cuts at it for sure. He'll probably get some off speed. Oh, he's throwing the fastball right down the middle.
Fastball right down the pipe, strike number 1, and Dalton Rayleigh, that's the pitch that
he wasn't expecting it either.
That's exactly right. I don't think anybody was.
And Grant's got a pretty salty pickoff move if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, and we
year.
got Chandler Chapman over there running for the pitcher. Number 4, I believe, is Chandler.
And I think 0-2 here, the way they've struggled to hit the fastball this inning, I'd probably keep throwing that. See if you can work your way out of your jam here with that.
The 0-2 pitch from Grant. It's going to be swung on and fouled over to the first baseman, Cox. He'll catch it for the 3rd out, and so 1 man left on, no hits, and we're still scoreless after 1. But we've got more baseball right here at Texas High. We'll be back with the Billy Lavender and Frank Sides show right after this.
Providing excellent customer service while keeping everyone safe is a top priority here at State Bank. We are making your banking experience safer and easier with our new curbside banking program. Almost anything you need to do inside the branch can now be accomplished with curbside banking. Need to open an account, pick up a debit card, or hands-on help with mobile banking? Just pull into a designated curbside spot, call the number on the sign, and a State Bank team member will come assist you quickly. We are excited to bring you this convenience and are thankful to serve you. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Welcome back to Texas High. After 1, we're scoreless in tonight's ball game, being brought to you by Texana Bank. Texana Bank is your hometown bank built on a solid foundation, weathering each and every storm for over 100 years. They're family-owned, locally operated, and here to serve you for 100 more. For all your banking needs, visit Texana Bank or our very own Billy Lavender. Billy?
Here today, here tomorrow.
That's right, Texana Bank. We appreciate them for being a sponsor of Texarkana Game Day. So we're going to have number 3, that's Gabe Flores. He's the center fielder for the Lobos tonight. He's
Coach
up to bat.
Goldman with some good hands down
That's
there.
right. You don't coach for 30 years at one school unless you got some good hands.
I thought he was just a guy that had popped from the plate after seeing his fungo demonstration,
Right.
but the man's got some hands too.
That's right. So 1-1 count here to Flores.
So Flores is a big senior center fielder / starting pitcher. He is committed to play baseball at the University of Houston next year.
Cougs.
Coming into this one with an OPS just shy of 1,000. Got a home run on the year and 18 runs driven in.
Anything around 1,000's good, right?
Close to it, yeah.
I tried to get my Texana bank account up to 1,000 one time. I'm worth like $1,200 right now. I looked this morning.
That pitch going to even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Flores. Nathan Steele still on the mound.
Ooh.
There's a breaking ball at the knees, but it's going to be inside for ball number 3, and so that'll bring our count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm going to be honest, I've seen some quality pitching this year, and that may be the best breaking ball I've seen.
That was a pretty good one right there, wasn't
it? It is sick.
So the payoff pitch from Steele to Flores. It's a fastball, going to be fouled to the backstop, and Flores will have another chance.
Gabe has some power. His little brother is a freshman starting catcher for the Lobos who took the lead on his brother with home runs a few weeks ago.
He doesn't want that. He's got that sitting on his plate. That's a little added pressure.
Got this curveball sitting on his plate, too, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd throw another fastball. He does and blows it right by him. Nate Steele.
And so a fastball right down the pipe, a big swing and a miss, and that'll be out number 1. Nathan Steele, another strikeout.
That's another deal, Frank. Brian, you talk about a lot of times when someone does have some filth like that, you start trying to guess what they're going to pitch and start trying to – who's batting now?
Jordan Allen. Jordan Allen, the third baseman for the Lobos tonight, will step up to the plate. And the first pitch from him is a fastball low and outside, ball number 1.
And this is another one of those impressive Lobo athletes. This is your starting quarterback here. Ran track as well. And he gives you tough at-bats and plays a mean third base.
Second pitch to Allen is high for ball number 2. So quickly,
Allen
ahead in the count.
They're not going to have any spring ball. They're not going to be able to practice spring ball for the Lobos this year. Coach King will make do. He's got 90 other ones.
This kid is strong, too. I mean,
think
very
Coach
strong.
Goldman's worried about spring ball.
No.
So 3 balls and no strikes to Jordan Allen.
Coach Goldman is no stranger to giving you the green light in these situations with these big, strong hitters.
The 3-0 pitch, it'll be high. 4 straight balls from Nathan Steele.
And as you can imagine, Jordan is a threat on the bases.
This is a shortstop.
This is a shortstop.
Jordan Allen heads down to first base, and that's going to bring up number 1, Alton Gaston.
Tell Brian and our listeners why he's got a face mask on his.
It's gotten worse. So
really?
He took a fastball to the nose in our first live stream of the year and had to have surgery on his nose. And Billy comes back, misses 1 game, comes back, still second base, slides into the shortstop's knee, and knocks his 2 front teeth out.
Oh, my gosh.
And that one's
double play. Sawyer Pritchard to Nate Minnie, and the Tigers get out of here.
And so no hits, no men left on, and a double play right there from Sawyer Pritchard across the diamond to Nate Minnie. We're still scoreless after 1.5. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more baseball right here live at Texas High. Welcome back to Tiger Field after a big double play there by Sawyer Pritchard over to Nate Minnie. We're still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second inning where the Tigers are about to come to bat. And Billy, you told me pregame that you had a little news. One of the Tiger teams headed to state.
Yes,
Why don't
sir.
you give us a little update there?
Tiger Golf played in the regionals in Rockwall yesterday and today, and we're out of the lead to Highland Park by 4 or 5 strokes going into the day. And although Highland Park increased that lead, and Highland Park has 2 teams in the region, Texas High tied for second with Highland Park's second team, and then went to playoffs and won on the first hole. They went 2 under and are going to state because of it.
And that has been your Texas High Tiger update.
Well, we've got
from
another
the Tiger
update.
King himself.
From across the street over here, we are squared away with dueling 2-hit shutouts in the 6th inning in the softball match.
Wow.
Longview.
Is there a
That's
streak
hit
between
pretty well.
us?
I mean, really well.
Jordan Crouch just Kamalas that ball to deep center.
Gabe Flores gets under it right on the warning track, and that'll be a long out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Jordan Crouch, we didn't talk a lot about him up front, but he's been one of those guys that was in a little slump at the first of the year and in and out of the lineup depending on who's who's pitching for Texas High and playing second base tonight. But he's been hitting the ball, and that hitting the ball gets you in the lineup.
Yeah, we're going to say it a few times tonight, but if you're going to hit it to the outfield, you can't hit it up in the air like that with these guys out there. You saw how effortless Gabe made that look.
Yep.
Nate Minnie, the senior first baseman, up to bat now. Grant still on the mound for the Lobos. He'll foul the first one off for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Grant to the plate. A nice breaking ball. Falls a little bit under the knees for ball number 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Minnie.
And we got a good example of the old phrase, baseball's a game of inches. We were 2 inches away from the Lobos having 2 men on with 1 out.
That's right. There's an off-speed pitch, going to slip by Minnie. A big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Just a good, clean play all the way around. That was a good at-bat by the shortstop Outcast, and hit something hard right up the middle, and the Tigers made an excellent play defensively.
The 1-2 pitch, a fastball, is going to be low and in the dirt for ball number 2.
Just hard for that base runner, to not want to break on a ball that's hit that hard, but you just got to let it get through before you advance.
Here's an off-speed pitch going to be popped up into shallow right field. Tatum gives chase, Cox gives chase, and they'll both be called off by Doxey. Doxey will come over from his second base position and make the catch. That looked kind of familiar.
No, let's not talk about it. Let's just call it what it is. It's a good play right in the triangle, and all 3 of them were there and could have made the play. The second baseman, he's got rights to call it off over the first baseman, and he makes the play.
Billy, it was true. That's the reason why I was never worried about COVID. I died that day.
That's exactly right. No doubt.
That was a freshman, another freshman for the Lobos, Kiefer Doxey. He started 18 games this year at second base for the Lobos.
Cody Reese, the left fielder, he'll come up to bat now, and he'll take the first 2 pitches for balls, and so 2 balls and no strikes to Cody Reese.
We may be headed for a pitcher's duel here, fellas. These guys have good stuff tonight.
Yeah. Grant will blow one by Reese right there for strike number 1. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I think the Tigers are a little bit impatient and swinging at some balls, and I'd like to see them get deeper in some counts as we let a fastball go. But Cody Reese, he's had a good year, and never know.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Reese. Here's a breaking ball right on the outside corner for strike number 3.
Charlie, is that what they call it?
Yeah, you don't want to get to that. You don't want to get to that second strike and get behind.
We're still scoreless after 2. We'll be back with more Game Day right here on Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
In Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
We're back live at Tiger Field where we're still scoreless after 2. Nathan Steele staying on the mound for the Tigers. Before we get back to action, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by one of our partners, one of our sponsors, Gregor Auto Group. If you're in the market for a new auto, Gregor Auto Group is exceeding expectations from sales to service. Go view the wide selection offered by Gregor Auto Group at gregorauto.com. And if you're watching online or through the app, we appreciate you for tuning in here on Texarkana Game Day. I want to give a big shout out to Shirley Watson, who is tuning in all the way from South Carolina. We appreciate you for tuning in and watching the Tigers play tonight. So the first pitch of the 3rd inning is going to be low for ball number 1.
This is Drew Flores, a freshman catcher. Took him a little while to get his footing here at varsity level, but in his last 6 games, he's got an OPS over 900 and stinging the ball.
This one going to be lifted out to center field. Luke Smith gets under it, and easy work for center fielder Luke Smith. Almost hit right to him. So 1 up and 1 down for the Tigers here in the top of the third. That's going to bring up DeKalen Taylor.
DeKalen Taylor's playing left field tonight, and this is very likely your state champion in the 100 and probably the 200 meter too. So I don't need to say this, but you don't want him on first base, Brian.
First pitch to Taylor. Still throws a fastball way outside for ball number 1. Trying to get Taylor to chase there. Catcher set up over in the other batter's box, trying to get him to chase on that first pitch fastball. Nathan Steele, he delivers his second pitch, same location, same result.
Falling off a little bit to the left side, and the ball's tailing out there. Well, he is trying to keep it away from him, I imagine.
The 2-0 pitch to Taylor, right down the middle, and it's going to be fouled down the first baseline. Coach Minnie, not much effort there.
Trying to kick side. Oh, but he is hustling after it.
Oh, look at there. Can we get a camera on him there?
DeKalen's just one big muscle. He does have some pull side power.
He'll kill me.
Staying away from him is probably your best bet here.
I tried to get him on camera there. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Taylor. Here's another fastball right
Coach
down
Minnie.
the pipe. Coach Minnie not going to get to that one. He's got his hand on his hip. He's going to let one of those kids chase that one down. I hope he doesn't go back.
He put his hand up on his hip.
He ain't dipping. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Taylor. Time is called. Taylor steps out. Just a little more time. Nathan Steele. Got a few people tuning in from Longview as well. We appreciate y'all for tuning in here on game day.
And just a reminder, if you're watching on game day, share the feed and let everyone know that they can watch the Lobos from the comfort of their home or restaurant or wherever you may be out doing tonight.
That's right.
Get as many folks watching as we can.
That is right. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to DeKalen Taylor. The 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball, and it was a nice one. He swings and misses, and he'll be tagged out at the plate for out number 2.
Great job by Dallin Bristow to corral that ball because it had some filth on it, and it hit the dirt, and he blocked it up and makes a tag for the out.
Had some filth on it, huh? It was nasty.
I'm telling you.
So Kiefer
Wipe it off.
Kiefer Doxey will step up to the plate now. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Both teams looking to get something going on.
That's what we used to tell that catchers when after something like that and you throw it around, tell them to wipe it off halfway around, that filth off of it.
That's right. So 1 ball and no strikes to Doxey. This one will be right down the middle, and it'll be fouled over toward the batting cages. Nonetheless, that'll even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Keeper's done a good job his freshman year just fighting at the plate again. The Lobos and Tigers are both pretty similar in that aspect. They just don't give anything away.
The 1-1 pitch to Doxey. It's going to be a fastball high for ball number 2.
Looks like he's going to be a good one for a couple of years.
Got several young ones. Tiger Zoo too. You got Knox Pilgrim that plays a lot. He's in and out of the lineup, and of course Jacob Yowell at third.
The 2-1 pitch to Doxey. It's a fastball, a big swing, and a miss. Nathan Steele dealing on the mound for the Tigers. We've got a pitcher's duel going on.
Steele dealing.
That's right. Steele dealing.
Sounds like a song.
The 2-2 pitch to Doxey. It's another fastball, going to be fouled to the backstop. We'll stay.
So quick
2
little
balls and
update
2
from
strikes.
across the way there. The Lady Lobos scored 2 in the top of the 6th and brought on their ace to relieve their starter to see if they can shut things down and get out of here with a win.
I'll tell you what, their starter was humming the ball.
So Kiefer Doxey battling at the plate. The 2-2 pitch to him, a dirty breaking ball. And just inside.
I'm telling you, it's real easy to say, hey, just stay in there and turn your shoulder. But when you got that high 80s fastball coming in there and that breaking right off of it, it's tough.
The payoff pitch, it's a fastball. Fouled right back here towards Billy Lavender.
Yeah, but my man Nick on the camera right here never flinched. Never flinched. He's been there before, fellas.
3-2 count on Doxey. He's battling. Nathan Steele's battling. 2 outs.
3-2, 2 outs. Runners are moving.
That's right. The Geese We've got the flyover. Here's the fastball. It's going to be popped.
It's in there.
Right over there to second baseman Jordan Crouch, and he'll be caught off by Robert Cheney, and that'll be out number 3. And so no hits, no men left on, and we're still scoreless. Headed to the bottom of the third, wearing the pinstripes. They're coming to bat next. We'll be back with more baseball right here on Tiger Field.
If you're thinking of building or remodeling, start your project with Red River Lumber and the Design Center. Our full-line lumber yards are stocked with the building materials you need for your project. The Design Center offers doors and windows, flooring, cabinetry, countertops, appliances, and more. And our team will help guide your project every step of the way. Take advantage of our custom kitchen design service. We'll help visualize your project with a 3D rendering of how your new space will look. Red River Lumber and the Design Center is proud to be a Day One sponsor of Texarkana Game Day.
Welcome back to Tiger Field, where we're still scoreless after 2.5, but the Tigers are coming up to bat. Got Billy Lavender and Frank Sides here tonight for the big ball game in Texarkana, Texas. And what beautiful weather, a beautiful field. And what more of a beautiful town can you have, Billy?
And a bunch of beautiful announcers, right?
That's right, that's right.
You know, here's the thing I just thought of is you start to see these zeros mount up on the board is just scratch. You know, do what you got to do. You know, don't try to make it happen on your own. Just next man up, and what you're going to start seeing. And Coach McClure he's been a fan of it's maybe do some small ball. You know, you get a guy on, bunt him over, and maybe get a pass ball or something like that. You never know, but you want to be that guy that gets the first run in a game like this.
So the first pitch, the bottom half of third inning, is going to be swung on and missed for strike number 1.
Robert Cheney, the right fielder, who's one of our ace pitchers, he's got a bomb on the year, and it was a no-doubter.
Second pitch to Cheney, an off-speed pitch, going to be swung on and missed for strike number 2.
I don't want to jinx anything here, but this is as good as Landon Grant has looked all season. This is the Landon Grant the Lobos hoped they were getting this year.
There's a fastball right down the middle, and he'll be rung up, and it'll go around the horn. Out number 1, another strikeout for Landon Grant.
You pair this Landon Grant with your number 1, and you can do some things in the postseason.
Absolutely. You got a couple of pitchers, you can make a playoff run for sure.
Yvette Olson, we appreciate you for tuning in all the way from Montana.
Yeah.
Montana.
Isn't that where the
I think that's where
Yellowstone?
That's where the minis may be from.
Was that where Yellowstone was filmed?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Go over there to the Yellowstone Ranch. Tell them I said hi.
Is that still happening? That's still going on, that show?
Yeah, man. It's the best show on television. I mean, they're between seasons right now, but I mean, come on.
Not only Montana, but Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana. We got an insider sitting right here with us. So the 1-1 pitch going to be in there for strike number 2 to Sawyer Pritchard.
Sawyer's had a really good year, and Sawyer's he's switched over to the left side of the plate this year, except for in the last several games facing left-handed batters, he's switch hit.
So Pritchard will call time. Landon Grant taking a little extra time on the mound. Pritchard didn't want him to be that comfortable, so he steps out and he's back in, and quickly we're underway. Grant shaking off every sign.
Good fastball.
And you know what? He shook them all off and then threw it right past Pritchard.
Tell you, he's
strike number 3.
All his fastballs are staying up, and the Tigers just can't catch up with them. And they're gonna either have to, to get him down in the zone, you're gonna have to stop swinging at those. Is what's gonna happen. But they look so good.
Yeah. If you do get around to hitting those things, you know where they're headed.
That's right.
Unfortunately for the Tigers, right to the outfielder.
So 2 outs, and we'll go back to the top of the order. Leadoff man Jacob Yao. He's the freshman third baseman.
So we'll see if anything changes here the second time around. You got a good look at him.
So Yao will ground one over to Jordan Allen. Jordan will scoop it up and across the diamond for out number 3. And so again, no hits, no men left on, and no runs scored. After 3, we are scoreless here at Tiger Field. Billy Lavender is itching over here for some Tigers to get across the plate, but none yet. We'll be back as we head to the top of the 4th inning right here in Texarkana, Texas, home of the Tiger Vision Superstars. We'll be right back.
Commercial services, electrical panel installation, circuit breaker installation, led by Master Technician Jay Strickland, and multiple specialty services.
We're back live here at Tiger Field where we're scoreless after 3 complete innings. The Lobos coming up to bat here in the top of the 4th inning. And this 4th inning being brought to you by TXK Marketing. For all of your small and medium marketing needs, call TXK Marketing in Texarkana. They're locally owned and operated and can provide marketing plans, digital and graphic marketing. They are Google and Apple certified, and they have a wide variety of videography options. Give them a call for all of your marketing needs at 903-824-3293.
He said small to medium. They wouldn't turn down any large marketing opportunities either, I wouldn't bet.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
So a big swing and a miss for strike number 1. We're back to the top of the lineup for the Lobos as well. You know what, guys? We are following the same pattern through both lineups. I mean, these stats so far throughout the game are hand in hand. I mean, you can't get more evenly matched than what we've had so far throughout these 3 innings.
And like Billy said, it's going to come down to the first team to change the scoreboard number to a 1. Whether that's a hit or an error, it's probably coming down to that.
I'm telling you, if you can just get that first run on the board, you put the pressure on the other team. No team feels the pressure right now in a 0-0 ball game. Now, if it's 0-0 and it's mounting to the 6th and 7th inning, you'll get that. But you get a run on somebody, and then they start feeling the heat early.
There's one grounded over to
nice
Minnie. He'll
play.
scoop it up, and he'll touch first, and that will retire Ronald Woods here in the top of the 4th. And, you know, I think the first team to make a mistake. We've seen no errors so far in this ball game.
Right fielder Taylor Tatum.
So the first team to make a mistake,
Yeah, you know, Nate.
let someone on base gives the opportunity to score.
He hit that ball pretty good. Nate gets over and stays down on it. Nate's got a tough job getting down on. You know, he's got some bad knees. Going to have some serious surgery after this season's over to go play football at SAU. But he made a really good play right there and helps out his starting pitcher.
Go Mule Riders. Taylor Tatum up.
Got the meat of the order coming up here for the Lobos. You don't want to get behind and have to groove anything. And that's exactly what he's done here to the 2-hole hitter, Taylor Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum had a really, really good game against us first time we played him in Longview. Hit a bunch of shots to the right center gap. Looks like he's trying to hit that short porch in left field.
Yeah, that was a change of scoreboard swing there, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you look out at the flags, you notice the wind has died down, so both fields are in play right now.
That's going to be fair, I believe.
Foul. Oh, jeez.
And Taylor's not a kid that needs the wind to hit one out of this ballpark.
No, he yard set. He just got it out on the edge of his bat, but it had a little side spin on it. What's left of the left to right wind took it out, but that little ball right there, it's a single for anybody else. He's standing
he was
up
going
at 3,
wasn't he?
if he didn't yard sell around first base like he did. He was trying to watch it.
And I think you're right. It looks like he's trying to guide that ball to right field.
Yeah.
Taylor doesn't need the wind, I'm telling you.
But Nate still gets back in this count.
That's right.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Tatum. There's a breaking ball that falls in there, but just inside for ball number 3.
That is filthy.
We'll bring our count 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I wouldn't be surprised to throw that ball again. Just throw it better. Throws that ball better. He's got a chance. You're sitting on a fastball right here.
Here's the fastball right back up the middle, and there's the first base hit of the ball game. Taylor Tatum drives one right up the middle out to Luke Smith in center field.
And you never want to give away an out on the base path here with the best hitter at the plate. But just a reminder, the guy at first base just ran the second leg of the 4x100 and won the district title in a shade under 42 seconds. So he's probably got the green light, but this is the best hitter in the district at the plate here.
And I'll tell you, you like to send a runner when you got a left-handed batter too, and he's up on the plate and he knows the guy's running.
As I really think here,
maybe
Connor's second time seeing Mr. Steele, he's going to hit something hard somewhere just for the Tigers' sake. They hope it's not in the air.
He may not send a runner until he gets in an off-speed count.
He's scoreboard hunting here.
Don't want to run into a double play either, you know.
I've seen this book a few times, fellas.
Start pressing.
I meant for the 2-0 count to Cox here. He is keyholing, and if he gets his pitch, man, I'm telling you, folks, he's going to hit one over to the range.
Wouldn't be surprised. I'd try to off-speed him right here.
Oh, he was on it.
Yeah, and he was definitely not swinging for a single right there.
Got an OPS of about 1,500, by the way, coming into this one.
Now I'm thinking it's probably a good steal count.
Had him leaning a little bit there.
Yeah, you know, both coaches just think if I can get a guy on, if I can get him over to second somehow, just get him over to second. Of course, you're at Longview, you're not bunting your 3-4 hole guy. Nice pitch.
Ooh, stayed outside.
Little change up from Nate Steele right there, and man, it didn't miss by much. But you know, just one of those things you can't get behind and throw a fastball right down the middle to these guys.
Big pitch coming here.
In cut ball, he'd have been out. That ball hit him before he touched the bag.
Second out going to be made by Jordan Crouch from his second base position, going to drift over into shallow right field for out number 2.
Yeah, next batter is center fielder Gabe
Cox got him a 3-1 fastball, just turned on it and couldn't get the barrel to the baseball.
2 outs. That's going to bring up the 4-hole hitter Gabe Flores, the center fielder for the Lobos tonight. Runner still on first base for the Lobos. They'll throw over. Make sure that he's not thinking about running here.
I think with 2 outs, the odds of him running are going up dramatically here.
Everybody in the park knows he's going.
So here's the pitch. No runner. Gabe Flores will take that one for ball number 1.
And this is another dangerous bat, too. So anything in the gap here is definitely going to score this young man.
It's center fielder, right?
Yes, sir.
He can fly.
Another throw over to first base. He'll slide back in safely.
I have physically seen Nate Steele throw a pick off 3 times this year, and I've seen him do it 7 times.
Oh, we had him leaning. Go, go. There's that mistake, Billy.
Yeah. We got a runner in scoring position. And that's what that guy brings to the table is you got to respect him and you got to throw the ball over there multiple times. You see Coach Watson looks at him and says, "Put him on first base. We're down in the count," and so now you still got to force out with 2 outs. What do you think, Bo?
Now batting is third baseman
Jordan Allen, he'll step up to the plate now. For the Lobos, runners on first and second, 2 outs. Still scoreless here in the top of the 4th inning.
If I recall, Jordan walked on 4 pitches his first time up.
This one gets by Bristow, and both runners will advance. So now, with 2 outs, the Lobos have runners in scoring position. 2 costly mistakes by the Tigers. One overthrow at first base and a pass ball by Bristow. Jordan Allen, 1 ball and no strikes. Nathan Steele, he delivers to the plate. A nice breaking ball. It's going to hit the outside corner for strike number 1.
I was wondering when they were going to use that again. He's been throwing a lot of fastballs all over the place, and I thought maybe that's settling back down.
1 ball and 1 strike to Allen. Here's a fastball, blows it right by. A big swing and a miss for strike number 2. Nathan Steele trying to battle back.
He set that up with that curveball, Billy. There's almost no way to catch up to that after watching that curveball.
Problem is now you want to see a curveball, but you don't want to spike one with a runner on third.
Or speed his bat up a little bit, you know.
Time is called at the plate. Allen will take a little more time and get Nathan Steele out of his rhythm. So quickly he'll be back in the box and we're underway. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here's a fastball, and it's going to be fouled right back over to Coach Minnie again. He did a good job getting out of the way.
He did a better job getting out of the way than he did trying to get in front of it, didn't he?
If you'll notice, after showing him that curveball one time, Jordan's been very late his last 2 swings at that heater. So, like I said, I don't know that I'd risk spiking that curveball after seeing those 2 swings on the fastballs. But
the 1-2 pitch. Pritchard, it's a breaking ball. It's over to the shortstop, Pritchard. He'll scoop it up. He'll throw it across the diamond, and that'll be the 3rd out. So after 1 hit, 2 men left on, but we're still scoreless after 3.5 here at Tiger Field. The Tigers are coming off the field and headed to the plate. And we'll be back right here with more Texarkana Game Day Baseball live from Tiger Field.
A strong work ethic. Takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back to Tiger Field, where we're still scoreless. After 3.5 innings, the Tigers and the Lobos battling it out here on a beautiful Tuesday night in Texarkana, Texas. Got Billy Lavender and Frank Sides. Brian Bolt calling some Texas High baseball for you tonight. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Browning Homes. If you're looking to build on your land or interested in a new custom home in a great neighborhood, Browning Homes can help. They currently have homes available in the beautiful Mallard Pond subdivision. Give Kevin Browning a call at 903-793-1739 to start your adventure towards your dream home today with Browning Homes. So we appreciate all of our sponsors here on Texarkana Game Day. And if you are sitting at home and you've got a business, or maybe you're just interested in becoming a sponsor with Texarkana Game Day, give TXK Marketing a call. They've got a plan for you. So this is going to be number 1, Luke Smith, that'll step up to bat. And his first pitch is going to pop it up. It's in foul territory. Well, it drifted back into fair territory, but nonetheless, it'll be caught by Jordan Allen for out number 1.
That high fastball again, Billy.
Yeah, and the flags aren't waving, but boy, you can tell when that ball gets up that there's still some tail on it. So there's still some velocity in that air upstairs.
I've got some insider information that the Yvette Minnie Olson who is tuning in from Montana, is actually Coach Minnie's sister.
Yeah, Nate Minnie's aunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you tell me that?
I don't know that I said that.
Okay.
We appreciate you tuning in.
Yeah, we sure do appreciate you.
Hope you've enjoyed your brother's effort at those foul balls.
She's not surprised.
I was hoping that he wouldn't go back and watch it. Now she's going to tell him what I said.
She didn't tune in to watch Scott. She tuned in to watch Nate.
And I've got to go to Thanksgiving and Christmas with him.
That's right.
Yeah, today's the 19th.
Good pitch.
Second breaking ball going to fall in there for strike number 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nathan Steele.
Second time through the order here, Landon's going to lean on that curveball a little bit more.
Landon Grant still on the mound for the Lobos. Nathan Steele at the plate.
And that's not a
Nathan on the mound for the Tigers tonight. It's been a pitcher's duel. The 2-2 pitch to Steele. It's a fastball. It's high, and it's going to be fouled over the backstop.
It's real easy to say stop swinging at those high fastballs, but they look so good.
Yeah, we don't have the 6'4" lefty throwing them to us, right?
That's
About
exactly
85,
right.
86 miles an hour.
That's right.
The 2-2 pitch from Grant. It's an off-speed pitch, going to be in the dirt.
Now, if he can
And
start
outside.
commanding that changeup, Billy, I'm not sure he's going to be hittable.
No, you're right. Just try to be too fine with it right there.
So a full count to Nathan Steele.
Shakes off a couple calls. Last time he's done that, he's wanted to go to the fastball here.
So the payoff pitch from Grant. It is a fastball, and it's going to be through the gap and the first base hit of the night for the Tigers. And so a one-out hit for Nathan Steele.
And, you know, you always, as a pitcher, you always say, help yourself out right here. Help yourself out. And with one out, Nate Steele does and gets on, and they'll put Chandler Chapman in to run for him, just like they always do with the DH, Dalton Rayleigh, coming up.
So as Billy said, Rayleigh heads to the plate. He's the designated hitter tonight for the Tigers. A runner over at first, a much smaller runner. I'm assuming quicker as well. Grant's first pitch to Rayleigh is smacked, but it'll be foul. He got a hold of that one and lined it down the third base line, but it's over toward the restroom.
I don't know what pitch that was, but it's what he was sitting on.
I was about to say, I've got a sneaking suspicion that's exactly what he was looking for.
Good snap move by the pitcher. Try to get Chapman over at first.
So Chapman back in there safely. Rayleigh looking for another one of those fastballs, and he gets a breaking ball there that never quite broke.
Man, good job by Flores to get upstairs and get that ball, because it's to the backstop, and you got runner in scoring position for the Tigers if he doesn't.
1 ball and 1 strike to Rayleigh. He'll check his wristband to see what coach called. So the 1-1 pitch from Grant. It's a fastball, but it's high for ball
He said
number 2.
everybody else is swinging at those high fastballs. Let's see if Rayleigh likes it.
Yeah, he threw that one just a little too high.
In the last few outings for Grant, when he did run into a little bit of trouble, it was this inning. Got a good move, didn't he?
Yeah. I
Billy thought he was toast there at
I knew
first.
it was coming, and I thought Chandler had jumped, but he didn't.
2 balls and 1 strike to Rayleigh. Chapman over. Did you say it was Chapman or Chandler?
Chandler
Chapman.
I said
Okay.
both.
Okay. All
Both
right.
of them. It's both of them.
Yeah, which one?
His dad is the dancing umpire, Vincent Chapman,
Really?
for the Savannah Bananas.
Huh.
Is he really?
Yep.
3-1 pitch going to be fouled to the backstop. We're going to bring our count full.
We've been trying to get him to come call our games. Nobody will let him.
No conflict of interest
No
at all there,
conflict
right?
of interest.
The 3-2 pitch, the runner goes, and they'll both advance safely. So Dalton Rayleigh will draw the walk and head down to first base, and Coach Goldman's going to call time and go out and have a visit with his pitcher.
You know, 2 things about that is pitchers allowed a couple of base runners, and we hadn't really seen what he does with base runners on. But another thing is Jordan Crouch, his first time up, took a fastball deep in the heart of out there near the Texana Bank sign, and you know you don't want to mess around with him up there with runners in scoring position.
If you're just now tuning in, we appreciate you for tuning in here on Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision. We are scoreless so far as we're here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As you can see on our on our Commercial National Bank scoreboard, you got me looking at the Texana Bank.
That's okay.
But we appreciate Commercial National Bank for being our scoreboard sponsor each and every game here on Texarkana Game Day. We're looking to light that I'm saying it again.
That's okay.
The
Keep
Commercial
saying it.
National Bank scoreboard up.
Come on, Jordan Crouch.
So 1 ball and no strikes to Crouch. A runner on first and second, 1 out. There's another high pitch.
And here's the thing, is both of those are what we were swinging at earlier. They're the high fastball that are a little bit out of the zone, but they look so good. And Jordan's able to lay off, so he's saying, you're going to have to bring it into the zone for me to swing at it.
2 balls and no strikes to Crouch. They'll spin around and throw to second base.
And the question that Landon needs to answer is can I do that, right?
Right.
And
yep.
Are they going to be on the fastball with it in the zone? Or do I need to start leaning them off speed stuff here? Either way.
And you got Big Nate Minnie on deck.
You've worked yourself into a bit of a jam here.
Yeah. He's laboring. You know, he does not look like he did. And you see, who's that running down to the pin, number 6 down there? Can you tell?
Tucker Gary, I believe, is number 6.
Okay. So they're going to have him warming up in the pen just in case. And he throws a
3-0 curveball.
Yeah, but the fastball, he'd thrown about 4 or 5 fastballs in a row that hadn't worked. So sometimes you do that just to get off a kilter. You know this guy coming up, Brian?
I don't.
Big Nate Minnie. He's going to draw a little attention, and coach is going to. What do you think coach is telling? He's probably not saying the bases loaded, 1 out, we're going to bunt you.
Don't pop out in the infield. Is what he's telling you.
So I guess I'm out of the loop here. Is Mr. Bolt related to this young man?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
yes, he is.
It's making some sense now.
Yeah,
I'm married into the family.
I see. Now I see where this kid gets his athleticism from.
He doesn't have it.
Like I said, I'm married into the family.
Not from you, Mr. Bolt.
Texas High JV's up 5-2 in the bottom of the 4th.
So bases loaded. Nate Minnie up to bat. The second pitch he sees will be ball number 2.
And he's getting the old take sign down there,
I think
gentlemen.
so, yeah.
I would assume that he will.
I think we've got about 8 or 9 straight balls here from Mr. Grant.
And he's got the biggest strike zone on the team. He gets a fastball down the middle.
Fastball right at the knees for strike number 1.
At this point, as dangerous as Minnie is, you've just got to groove one and hope your defense comes up with a play.
So another fastball to Minnie, going to be low for ball number 3, and so
that was a good take right there.
3 balls and 1 strike to Minnie with the bases loaded and 1 out. We're scoreless. The Tigers looking to get on the board first. A big pitch right here to Minnie. It's a fastball. It's right down the middle, and exactly what I told him not to do. He's going to pop out to the shortstop, Gaston. And the infield fly rule is in effect, and I feel like Coach McClure and I both feel the same way. The only thing you don't want to do there is pop out in the infield.
And that was a massive out for Landon
Grant.
That was big. Big out.
Come down 3-1 and to get that with 1 out.
So Cody Reese will step up to the plate now for the Tigers. 2 outs. Base is still loaded. First fastball to him is going to be inside for ball number 1.
And Grant's one good pitch away from getting out of a jam that was created by his command leaving him a little bit. So this would be a huge comeback for Landon Grant.
Second pitch to Reese is a high fastball, and again, the Tigers get ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes here with the bases loaded.
Like you said, Billy, he's just laboring out there.
The 2-0 pitch. It's high. Ball number 3.
He's getting the old proverbial take sign down there.
Might be 2.
A walk right here will score a run, and that one's going to be high for ball number 4, and the Tigers will strike first here in the bottom of the 4th. We have been scoreless, and Chapman will come across the plate to score the first run for the Tigers. They lead here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. That's going to bring up number 14, Robert Cheney. Base is still loaded here for the Tigers. 2 outs. Senior Robert Cheney steps up to the plate. First pitch he'll see is a fastball. And again, going to come in a little high for ball number 1.
You know, you just want to be disciplined at the plate and don't try to do too much. A single is huge right now.
So the 1-0 pitch, they go to the breaking ball, and it'll fall in there on the outside
just about
corner.
To say, I think I start lobbing in
strike
curveballs.
Number 1.
Really good pitch right there. I wouldn't be surprised to call it again.
So the 1-1 pitch. They did call the same pitch, but they didn't get the same result. So 2 balls and 1 strike.
Drew did a good job framing that one. I thought he was going to get the call there.
The 2-1 pitch, a fastball in the dirt, 3-1. One more ball and the Tigers will score again. If you're just down joining us, we've had a pitcher's duel so far. There's another fastball, and it's going to be high. Coach Goldman's going to come out, but the Tigers are going to score the second run of the ball game, and that's going to be it for Landon Grant.
Pitched a really good game, really clean through 3 innings, and just started to tell in that inning started laboring, and just couldn't get a guy warmed up quick enough.
And so as Grant leaves the ball game, we're going to take a break as the new pitcher warms up. The Tigers lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. The bases are still loaded, and they've got 2 outs. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back with more Tiger baseball right here on Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision.
Are you ready? It's time for some Texarkana Game Day baseball. Fastball on the outside corner. He rings him up. Just like that, 3 up and 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. If you're looking for good baseball, Texarkana's the place to be.
Welcome back to Tiger Field, home of the Texas High Tigers. We've got number 6, Tucker Gary, who is coming in here in the bottom of the 4th, where the Tigers just scored 2 runs. They lead 2-0 with 2 outs. The bases are still loaded. Brian Bolt alongside the Tiger King himself, Billy Lavender, and the Hobo Lobo, Frank Sides, is in the town.
I'm not in love with that one.
Well, when we come to Longview, you can call us what you want to.
He does all the time.
So Sawyer Pritchard.
He's going to turn around to the other side of the plate, like I said, now that he's facing a righty, and see what he can do. And I tell you, I wasn't really in favor of him turning to the left side of the plate this year. He hadn't swung the bat from the left side, in his lifetime, but he can shoot one in the gap from the left side.
So Sawyer Pritchard, he'll step up from the left side of the plate. Tucker Gary on the mound now for the Lobos. Bases loaded with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch fastball is going to be fouled over into foul territory. Allen will give chase, and he'll make the catch. And
One pitch.
2 hits, 3 men left on, but 2-run score for the Tigers. They strike first. I know we just took a break, but we're going to take another one, and we're going to bring you some more high school baseball action right here on Texarkana Game Day as we're headed to the 5th inning. We'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Matt Young from Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. We have expanded to increase our outstanding services for our community. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are a full-service emergency department and are now offering inpatient services and outpatient imaging. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, real ER without the wait, where your hometown physician owners are always here for you.
We're back here live at Tiger Field. Billy Lavender and Brian Bolt. Frank Sides, he had to go potty for a second, so we're going to let him take a break.
Something about a dog and a man or something. I can't remember what he said.
Want to give another big shout-out to our Tiger Vision crew.
Absolutely.
Working the cameras and back in the truck producing tonight's ball game. Mr. A, Charles Aldridge, he brings a great crew to each and every ball game, no matter what sport it is, and they put on such a good product, so we appreciate them for partnering with Texarkana Game Day and Billy, I appreciate you taking time out of your
Absolutely.
Tuesday night to be here and watch
I was going
some-
to be here anyway, right?
Well, either way, we appreciate it.
I'm following the Tigers and love being here watching some baseball and some good baseball. And it starts out to be like we thought it was. It starts out to be a game that's going to be a 1 or a 2 run game and a well played game. Not a lot of errors.
Alton Gaston up to bat now for the Lobos. Nathan Steele still on the mound. Going to even up the count there with that ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. And so the Tigers taking the first matchup of the year with a score of 4-2. Mm-hmm. And so far, they are ahead 2-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning.
This is a big game in the series, big game in the district standings, trying to hold serve and stay in the second spot, and then Longview trying to climb out of a spot and get up into that second spot.
That second fastball to Gaston is going to be high for ball number 2. The 2-1 pitch, another fastball going to be high and outside for ball number 3. And so, we like to talk about the schools that we've got going on here, but we got a big game coming up Friday.
Yeah,
Crosstown
absolutely.
rivals.
Absolutely.
The Pleasant Grove Hawks and the Liberty Ilo Leopards.
Yeah,
they will face off each other. So if you're looking for some good baseball, not only are you getting it tonight, but you're going to get it again on Friday.
Man.
They have got, so the PG Hawks took game number 1. The Leopards took game number 2. And we're going to have game number 3 on Friday. And so right there, Alton Gaston, he blasts one out into right field. Robert Cheney will chase that one down. And so here in the top of the 5th, we got some action going on.
Yep.
And with no outs, the leadoff man will stand on first base, and that's going to bring up number 13, Drew Flores.
And I'll tell you, Cheney did a really good job in right field getting to that ball in 1 hop, because if that ball takes 2 hops, this guy's standing on second base. You never know what things like that can lead to. I mean, you keep a double play ball in check.
So Flores at the plate. Gaston over at first base. A nice job there by Dallin Bristow.
And again, this is a freshman catcher for the Lobos coming into some serious power here over the last few weeks. Definitely has a chance to turn on one and change the scoreboard, tied up.
Bristow there stopping that ball from getting past him and keeping the runner Gaston over at first base. The 1-0 pitch to the plate. A big swing and a miss there by Flores. That'll even up our count, 1 ball and 1 strike. How's that hot dog? My wife told me I had to eat leftover pizza.
Dang.
Yeah, she said she wasn't cooking.
Dang.
It's either that or Taco Bell.
What's wrong with Taco Bell?
Pizza's free. Well, it's not free. I've already paid for it once. So Drew Flores will take that one, and that'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. Gaston still over at first base.
It's Gatson, by the way. T-S-O-N. T-S-O-N. Gatson.
Gatson?
Both of
Gatson,
them.
yes.
Oh, well. Either I wrote it wrong or the coach put it on the lineup wrong. But either way, this is Texarkana Game Day.
You're
so
right.
we appreciate
Just
you for
wanted
showing
to
up. where we call everybody by the names we want.
That's right. That's fair enough.
I'm just kidding.
I appreciate you, Charlie. Charlie Bolt here to my right.
Charlie Bolt.
All of a sudden, we're having technical difficulties. We can't hear
right.
Frank Sides anymore. That one going to be fouled over the backstop as Gaston and Gatson over at first base. That one will get past Bristow, and Gatson will advance to second base, and that'll bring a full count.
You're out here calling him a Disney character.
For Flores. Gaston.
This is the Lobo scrappiness we've been talking about all night. They're not going to give up. I've seen this team come back from 6, 7, 8 runs.
And tell you, a team with as much team speed as they have, you can't put them on base.
Nathan Steele, the payoff pitch. It's right down the middle. It's going to be popped up. It's going to stay in fair territory.
Tough
Who will
play.
make the catch?
Tough play.
Nate Minnie comes over and makes the catch.
Block it up. Nice job. Really good job by Nate to call off the catcher down here and had a little bit better angle at it. And Nate Steele ends up getting out of that play.
And that's a big play there by Nate Minnie and Bristow to come over. Coach McClure is going to come out and check on his catcher. He slid down in this gravel over here and scuffed his knee up a little bit.
So much speed on the base pass that Gatson considered for a moment tagging up on a pop out to the pitcher.
Carla.
Who's actually going to be on first base.
Get the trainer out here.
Oh, is that who? I'm sorry.
Nate Minnie.
Minnie.
The SAU commit.
Nothing mini about Nate.
No. He gonna get we got a little training action going. Got Miss Carla on it, and it looks like when he slid, he
cut himself just a little bit. So I tell you what, we're going to take a short break because we've got a lot of stuff going on here. DeKalen Taylor's going to be at bat when we come back after Mr. Bristow gets some medical treatment over in the dugout. So Billy Lavender, Frank Sides, and Brian Bolt will be right back with more action here from Tiger Field right after this.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
In Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
Welcome back to Tiger Field, where they lead 2-0 as we're here in the in the top of the 5th inning. So after 4, the Tigers lead 2-0. Dallin Bristow is getting him a little treatment over there where he slid and had a little bleeding on his hand. We got a meeting of the minds at the plate, and we're here at the snack shack. Everybody's sitting here at the table, got a little snack.
I'm gonna tell you, if you do get a chance to come out and support the Tiger baseball team, another way to support them is go over there and buy you a hot dog
and some peanut M&Ms,
like my brother Frank did, and some peanut M&Ms, and
throwing around that term "buy" really loosely right now.
Well, you know,
or steal. I don't know what you did. We were not involved in that.
Swipe those M&Ms out of that press box.
Right.
Well, speaking of doing the right thing, which Frank didn't do, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by State Bank. We appreciate State Bank for being
Brother Jay Davis over there.
That's right. So go by and see the great folks over at State Bank for all of your banking needs. So we're back to action. And Nathan Steele is going to spin around, but no throw over to second base. 1 out. There's a runner on second base. That's going to be Jordan Allen. Nope, that's not. Who is that out there?
Al Gatson.
That's Gatson.
I'd be surprised to see a bunt.
Alton Gadsden.
I guess you said he doesn't bunt a lot or whatever, but
DeKalen does occasionally because he's bunting for a hit at speed.
Yeah,
so DeKalen Taylor to bat for the Lobos. Nathan Steele still on the mound. Bristow got taped up, and he's back behind the plate. Nice fastball there by Nathan Steele. Just blows it by Taylor for strike number 2.
That cut says everything but bunts.
These Lobos don't have a whole lot of take it the other way swings.
No balls and 2 strikes to DeKalen Taylor. Runner on second, 1 out. Steele to the plate, another fastball. Just a little inside for ball number 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coach calls 2-0-1-3. I know what that is.
Mm-hmm. He wants a strike.
That's right. And there it is. A big swing and a miss. Nathan Steele picks him up and sits him down for out number 2.
You almost have to be sitting on that pitch to hit it. You just can't be thinking fastball and still hit that pitch.
We've used a few different words to describe it tonight, but that is just a pretty breaking ball. It just looks good coming out of his hand.
It's a sharp break.
So Doxey will step up to the plate for the Lobos. 2 outs. There's a fastball, just a little high.
Yep.
This is the 9-hole hitter for the Lobos here.
Now, how do you say his first name? Is it Kiefer or Kiefer?
Kiefer.
Kiefer.
You don't want to turn the lineup over here for the top of the Lobos. You want to get out of here right here.
Kiefer Doxey. 1 ball and no strikes. Nathan Steele, he delivers to the plate a fastball and blows it right by Doxey.
I'm telling you, if Nathan Steele could get out of this inning and put a fast runner on with no outs at first base and still get out of this inning, you've got to feel really good being a Tiger.
So the 1-1 count to Doxey. Another fastball right on the outside corner. Strike number 2, Nathan Steele picking up steam as we head on through the 5th inning. He's pitched all 5 innings so far, at least 4 2/3 for the Tigers. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He'll spin around, check the runner, Gatson.
Not bad. Good pitch to maybe try to do something crazy. So you want to kind of keep him as close as you can. Maybe a hard single.
A fastball to Doxey, fouled to the backstop. Our count will stay 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You're right, Billy. It's pretty unlikely he's going to take off from third here. So the objective here is to keep him as close to second as you can and give your outfielder a shot to throw him out.
You got right fielder with a cannon arm, and he's coming home with it if he gets it.
The 1-2 pitch to Doxey. From Steele to the plate, it's a breaking ball. It's going to be lifted out into center field, and Mr. Trusty, Luke Smith, will get under it and make the catch. So after 1 hit, 1 man left on, the Lobos still scoreless. After 5, the Tigers headed to the plate with a 2-run lead. We'll be right back with more Lobos and Texas High baseball right after this.
Providing excellent customer service while keeping everyone safe is a top priority here at State Bank. We are making your banking experience safer and easier with our new curbside banking program. Almost anything you need to do inside the branch can now be accomplished with curbside banking. Need to open an account, pick up a debit card, or hands-on help with mobile banking? Just pull into a designated curbside spot, call the number on the sign, and a State Bank team member will come assist you quickly. We are excited to bring you this convenience and are thankful to serve you. Your family, your bank, State Bank.
Welcome back to Tiger Field. Jacob Yao, the leadoff man for the Tigers, headed to the plate. They've got a 2-0 lead as we're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Tigers looking to sweep the Lobos for the season. They won the first matchup of the year 4-2, and right now they lead 2-0.
Before we get too far past it, me and Billy were talking off camera about how impressive that was by Doxey, the freshman, to not only sit on that curveball, but to connect with it and put a charge in it. I haven't seen anybody even put a swing on a curveball like that all night.
So Frank living in the past, but right now Jacob Yao will foul that one off for strike number 1, and then he'll pop another one up. Let's see if it's strike number 2 or out number 1. And it will go down as strike number 2.
We talked about that wind, and man, it's tough. They're fighting them left and right anytime a ball goes up like that, and the catcher's got to get there early and see that ball as it starts coming back, because that spin that's put on it is going to bring it back, and he's just able to get to it just a little bit too late and not make the catch.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that as it happened, but I just want to love something in this world as much as Bolt loves sitting to commercial.
Well, you know what? Here at Texarkana Game Day, we love our sponsors, and we want to give them as much love as we can. And speaking of haters, Frank's mic just went off. Sorry about that, everybody.
You know, here's what I noticed. Jacob Yao has batted 3 times tonight, and all of his contact have been on breaking pitches. So they hadn't been, but that one's just a trouble ball that the shortstop, number 1, lets get right under his glove.
Didn't get the hop. It looked like he was anticipating.
Here's where I'm bunting. Luke's had a couple. Go ahead.
The reason why we've gone to commercial so much is because in the comments someone was saying, can we please cut down on hearing Frank
really good
as much
job.
as we can.
Really good job by Luke Smith. Did his job. Did exactly what he was taught to do, and just get that ball down on the left side and move the runner. Now you got 1 out. Nate Steele, who had to hit for the Tigers earlier, is up. If he has the same thing, we score another run.
Yeah, heck of a play by the third baseman.
Yeah, absolutely, on the run.
And if the base runner for the Tigers would have known, of course, in time, you don't know, but nobody was covering third. He could have advanced over there, and Coach was really upset that it wasn't. This one going to be lifted out into center field. Gabe Flores will get under it.
Yeah,
That's the best arm in the ballpark
there. And he knew it, and that's why he didn't try to tag up. He went back to tag. He said, I'm just going to get off the bag and hope he misses it.
I've had the pleasure of seeing some throws from center field this year that just kind of took my breath away.
Watch him hop on that turf one time and tag. Still got one more chance at it with Rayleigh up. You never know what's going to happen.
2 outs. Dalton Rayleigh, the designated hitter, will step up to the plate. A runner on second base for the Tigers. Gary on the mound for the Lobos. He'll throw a breaking ball and kind of fell off the mound there, and so did the ball. It ended up way outside for ball number 1.
A lot of times that ball is going to go where your body's going, and we noticed that steal early on. He was kind of swaying left, and that ball was coming out.
So Rayleigh at the plate.
Ooh, he's there. Really good move, and it looked like to me that play was called last pitch, and because he kept waiting for it, and it was never dropped, and because the second baseman didn't go, so it looked to me like that was supposed to go on before the last pitch.
The 1-0 pitch to Rayleigh. They're going to try to throw back over to second base again. A nice pickoff move 2 times in a row. Just can't get Jacob Yao over there at second base.
And here's the thing, if you can, Yao is a freshman. He's making them do something that's putting a little pressure on them or whatever. You can draw some kind of errant throw, or, you're not paying attention to the batter.
Here's a second pitch to Rayleigh. It's outside for ball number 2. 2 balls and no strikes.
And Gary's a little behind this count, but he's done a good job for the Lobos coming in and just throwing strikes and settling things down after things got away from him last inning.
Third pitch to Rayleigh is going to be in the dirt, and it'll get past Flores, and a runner now in scoring position for the Tigers, and a 3-0 count on Rayleigh.
I think you probably just put him on here. What do you think, Billy? 2 outs.
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah, you don't want to risk throwing something in the dirt and score. Yeah, I don't know.
Either that, or you're going to have to just groove a couple fastballs right down the pipe.
3-0 pitch, a fastball. It's high and outside for ball number 4.
Worked out the same way either way.
Yeah, and what I was thinking about that is Rayleigh hadn't had really good at bats, and Crouch has, and I was thinking maybe you're not going to, you see that in your sheet, you're not, other than size. And they tried to pitch around. They weren't going to, they were going to throw him something across the middle. We got Jake McGuire coming in to run for Dalton Rayleigh on first base.
So a runner on first and third for the Tigers. That's going to bring up number 3, the senior second baseman, Jordan Crouch.
Jordan's got a really short, compact swing, but it's powerful. And like we saw in maybe the second inning, his first trip up to the plate, he cranked one out there to the Pop-A-Lock sign, and man, it just needed a little bit more juice to go over.
So Tucker Gary on the mound for the Lobos. Drew Flores still behind the dish. Jordan Crouch at the plate. For the Tigers, a runner on first and second, 2 outs. Gary to the plate. This one going to be on the ground. Over to the first baseman. Almost got away from Cox over at first base, but nonetheless, he'll scoop it up, step on first base, and so no hits, 2 men left on, and no men score here in the bottom of the 5th. We're headed to the 6th inning. We got 2 more innings of action here. So if you're just tuning in, make sure you stay with us. Frank, if it's okay with you, we're going to go to a commercial. We'll be right back with more with Billy Lavender and Brian Bolt. Welcome back to Tiger Field as we begin the 6th inning. Nathan Steele still on the mound for the Tigers. Number 7, Ronald Woods. He's a leadoff man for the Lobos. He'll step up to the plate for.
I was telling Billy between innings, the top of the order's up to see Steele for the 3rd time. If the Lobos are going to get back into the game, this is likely where it happens.
Second fastball to Woods. Going to be outside for ball number 1.
It's not going to make getting that curveball any easier, I don't think, though.
And he's crowding the plate, so that first ball looked like it was inside visibly, but it does catch the corner.
There's an off-speed pitch going to be fouled over the backstop. This 6th inning being brought to you by Commercial National Bank, our scoreboard sponsor each and every week, along with Conterra, Dr. Pepper, and Browning Homes. We appreciate all of our sponsors here at Texarkana Game Day. Give some of those local businesses a call and give them some business for helping out your local high school athletes here in Texarkana. And speaking of local businesses, one of our sponsors tonight, Brian Bolt Shelter Insurance.
Absolutely.
If you live on the Arkansas side, we would love to take care of you and your family for all of your auto, home, and life needs.
He is a great insurance agent and part-time sports announcer.
Very part-time.
I didn't say bad. I said part-time.
Very part-time.
There you go.
We joke with Bolt a lot, but Billy, he's really good at this.
Average at best.
I got to tell you, he's really good
average
at this.
Average at best. Now, look, Frank, just because you talk it up doesn't mean we're not taking any more commercials. That one's going to be lifted out to center field. Luke Smith going to make easy work of that one for the first out. And Ronald Wood's going to make his way all the way around the base path.
He made it look easy, but Luke had to come in, and he jumped that pitch. He could tell, for some reason, he could tell it wasn't hit well and off the edge of off the handle of the bat, and made it look easy.
Taylor Tatum, the right fielder for the Lobos tonight, he'll step up to bat with 1 out. Nathan Steele still on the mound. A nice breaking ball falls in there for strike number 1. And man, when you're a batter and you get up there and you see that for your first pitch, it's got to be difficult to get back in there because now you don't know what's coming.
I think discouraging is the right word, Billy.
Discouraging? That would be a good one. There's a fastball just a little off the outside corner.
That's right. It was a good call by the umpire. It was just a little bit out.
Going to leave the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch from Steele to the plate. It's a breaking ball outside for ball number 2. Speaking of appreciation for all of our sponsors, a few more sponsors here. Express Employment, Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, Sports Magic, and Livewire. We appreciate those local businesses for being sponsors of your local high school athletics.
Challenged him
there,
right
Billy,
there.
yeah.
Yep, he challenged him, and what's the guy's name?
Taylor Tatum.
Tatum. He knew that was his pitch, and now he's got to be a little bit defensive. But man, that was his pitch. Texas High JV beats Longview 5-3.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tatum. Nathan Steele, the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball. It's on the ground over to Pritchard.
Speed.
And Pritchard muffs it over at shortstop. Not something that you see every day. He's Mr. Trusty over there with that glove at shortstop, and he got it into his glove. It just scrambles out just a little bit, and he kicks it over to Jordan Crouch at second base.
I think that's a product of some of that speed we've been talking
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
all night. You got to rush it.
It's one of those deals that wasn't hit really, really hard, so Sawyer knows he's got to get to it and get rid of it, and just it was just on the edge of his glove, and Sawyer's had a really good year in the field.
And this
Connor
is not
Cox.
who you want to see at the plate if you're a Tiger fan with a tie and run.
Connor Cox up to bat now for the Lobos. Runner on first base. A big swing and a miss from Mr. Cox. Nathan Steele pumping it in there.
Yeah, he went upstairs with it and blew it past him. And Nate started this inning with 79 pitches.
So the coaching staff and the dugouts coming alive. The tying run standing at the plate. Connor Cox, runner on first. He doesn't go. The pitch right at the knees. Strike number 2. So Connor Cox watches one at the knees.
I don't think he was expecting the fastball right there.
So Nathan Steele on the mound, still feeling it here in the 6th inning. Connor Cox at the plate. Billy Lavender's calling the high chin music. Let's see what he brings. He throws it. It is high, but it's lifted out into the gap. That'll get down. The runner's going to be waved around,
Really good
And
play.
he's going to hold him up.
Really good play by Luke Smith out there.
He was waving him around, and Luke Smith, like Billy said, does a good job to cut that ball off and get it back into the infield.
Yeah.
Heck of a bat by Cox.
Yeah,
I think he was sitting curveball, reacting fastball there.
I agree, and the thing is, I wanted a high fastball, and I think maybe the coaching staff did too. And the last thing you want to do is leave a fastball over the plate on an 0-2 count against a really good hitter like that, and that's what he did. But you still got, you're up 2 runs, and you got Coach McClure's going to go out there and see him and just make sure they got everything right, because this guy can certainly deposit one over the fence.
He can really hit this Division I hitter right here. You're about to face cleanup man for the Lobos.
Nathan Steele will stay in the ball game for the Tigers. Coach McClure is going to go out and talk to him for just a second. Nobody warming up in
Coach
the bullpen.
Goldman flipped Cox and Flores in the lineup a few weeks back. They were hitting reversed, Gabe 3 and Cox 4, and it really started to open things up for Gabe. It's just a different ball game. You got a man on first base every time you hit, and it's gotten Connor a few extra pitches to hit. So
it looked like McClure, his first trot out there, said, "Hey, look," he pointed out at that second base, and he said, "That guy's not on you. Don't worry about it. Just keep throwing pitches and hitting spots."
So the go-ahead run standing at the plate. His name is Jordan Allen. Excuse me, that's Gabe Flores. Gabe Flores. Jordan Allen awaits on deck. Flores at the plate, 1 out, a runner on first and second. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball, and he swings and misses there, and he's smiling over at the Texas High dugout. I think that one fooled everybody, including him.
And me.
So no balls and 1 strike to Flores.
And big time pull power for this young man.
Nathan Steele on the mound for the Tigers, fighting here in the 6th inning. He comes back with a fastball just off the outside corner for ball number 1. That's going to even up our count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
It was outside, Brian, but he split the glove and gave it to right where the catcher wanted it. So that you like to see that deep in the 6th inning.
Flores with a 1-1 count, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Here's another fastball. It's low and inside for ball number 2. The Lobo dugout coming alive.
So we're creeping into what I like to call the danger zone here a little bit for Steele. Can't get too far behind the cleanup man.
So Nathan Steele still battling on the mound. The 2-1 pitch. It's an off-speed pitch, and it's outside. Ball number 3, so 3 balls and 1 strike. Another ball here, and we're going to have the bases loaded.
Got to be a fan a little bit here. Just, go on, Gabe. If you're sitting fastball, don't be late.
So 3-1 pitch from Steele to the plate. It's a fastball. It's low and outside, and the bases are loaded for the Lobos.
I'm guessing the reason why you don't see anybody warming up in the bullpens, I think who the Tigers would go to is who they go to in this position a lot is Sawyer Pritchard if Steele gets in trouble, and he's shading trouble right now, but he's not in trouble yet.
1 ground ball here for the Tigers, and they're out of a jam, but Jordan Allen looking to stop that from happening. A fastball right at the belt in there for strike number 1. So if you're just tuning in here on Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision, we appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you like and share this post. We got some great baseball going on a Tuesday night. That fastball going to be high for ball number 2. Baseball is so great that we even brought Frank Sides in to do a little yelling tonight. We're going to give him something to yell about here in a minute.
Great in spite of me tonight.
He hasn't yet.
I told you I'm working
that
on
one's going to be fouled off the catcher. We're going to have time for just a second for Dallin Bristow.
Good veteran umpire. I think that's it's Billy Lansdale behind the plate, and he's going to walk out really slowly to the pitcher and toss him a ball and give Dallin a little chance to wipe it off and rub some dirt on it.
And in my defense, Bolt, there really hasn't been a whole lot to yell about.
No, that's
a couple
right.
unearned runs, and
there's no defense. There's no defense.
Start yelling if I get any colder.
Yeah, people
thought Brian was bringing us some Texarkana Game Day jackets or something.
Being excited isn't a bad thing, Billy.
No, that's all I ever am.
So the 1-2 to Allen.
Nobody. The bases are loaded. I was going to say nobody was on.
Nobody's not on.
Nobody's not on. Everybody's on. So bases loaded, 1 out. Jordan Allen at the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. There's a fastball to the
really
dirt.
good.
Bristow does a great job there by picking that one out of the dirt to save a run.
That was a tough one, and Nate just tried to overthrow it. You know, you want him to just hit a spot right there. You just want to hit a spot. Still in a good pitcher's count.
So the 2-2 pitch to Allen. Nathan Steele, he throws a fastball, and it's going to be fouled over the first base dugout.
Just doesn't have the velo that he had in the first several innings to get by this batter. And man, I wouldn't be. You know, I know you don't want to spike a curveball, but he's thrown some really good curveballs for strikes, and I wouldn't be surprised to get that pitch from Coach Watson right here.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Nathan Steele battling on the mound. Allen at the plate. There's a fastball going to be fouled over the backstop. We've got a good battle going on here. The umpire, he's going to take a little time, go over. We've had so many foul balls that he's got to reload his bags. So Allen at the plate. Gatson on deck. Flores awaits in the hole. Right in the meat of the lineup for the Lobos. The Tigers looking to get out of a jam here. They lead 2-0 as we're here in the top of the 6th inning. So we're back to action, 2-2. The pitch to Allen. It's right down the middle, and it's fouled again. Allen sure is battling up there at the plate for the Lobos. The dugout coming alive. Two balls and 2 strikes.
I think I'm with Billy here. I'd throw the curveball.
Jordan Allen at the plate. There's another fastball. Same result.
It's 105 pitches right there, and you got in high school you have 110 or to finish the batter. So they're thinking, boy, if he can just.
I would figure, yeah, if he could just get out of this inning.
I said the curveball, but I said that 5 pitches ago. He may have hammered the curveball too. It's easy to second guess, right?
Got to say, pretty solid at bat here from Jordan
Absolutely.
Allen. Staying alive.
The 2-2 pitch. There's another fastball. Same result. Going to be fouled off.
It's getting closer and closer to timing that thing, Billy.
What you don't want when you get a long at bat like this is you get complacency. You get complacency in the outfield and infield. You want to keep your feet moving, keep everything on par. You know, stay above your feet because you get hard feet and you can't field a ground ball.
So once again, Allen steps back into the box. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball, and this one's high, not fouled off, and that'll bring our count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Biggest pitch of the game on the way here, fellas.
See a curveball right here, Nate Steele.
That would be
so the runners
courageous,
going to be moving.
Especially when we're at a 3-2 curve with the bases loaded now.
This is a good mano-a-mano right here.
You've challenged him 8 pitches in a row.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you change your approach here.
Steele to the plate. It's another fastball. Let's go. And he just blows it right by Jordan Allen, who is fouled off 8.
That's 110. He's got to go. What a great game he's pitched.
And so 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And coach is going to come pull Nathan Steele out of the ball game as he comes out and a new pitcher comes in, and Billy Lavender gives him a round of applause. We're going to take a break as the new pitcher comes in for the Tigers. They still lead 2-0, but the bases are loaded and the Lobos are knocking on the door. We'll be right back with more high school baseball right here on Texarkana Game Day.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire good people. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills for the right jobs. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Welcome back to Tiger Field, where they still lead 2-0. We're here in the top of the 6th inning, but we've got 2 outs. The starting pitcher, Nathan Steele.
Well, he's the parting pitcher too, right?
I was trying.
You nailed that, actually.
I was
You
trying
nailed it.
by accident.
I was trying to cover up the mic because I didn't know what you two were going to say over here.
That's all. That's the whole game, isn't it?
Nathan Steele goes 5 2/3 innings for the Tigers tonight, and he holds the Lobos scoreless, but with 2 outs. The bases are loaded, and shortstop Sawyer Pritchard, he'll come to the mound. Nathan will move over to shortstop, so we'll have an easy switch there. Coach comes out, and Sawyer will warm up, and we're about to be back to action.
Because of that, you don't lose your DH or anything like that. You just got 2 guys swapping spots.
Really good hitter coming up for the Lobos.
Really good hitter coming up for the Lobos, and really good pitcher, Sawyer Pritchard, and he's been in this moment a lot this year. He comes in with bases loaded, no outs. He comes in, so.
The fireman, huh?
Yep.
Alton Gatson. He checks his swing there, and the umpire says that he did not go. You can't check it. They're out in the field. I said that the other night, and
they
checked
it. Right?
These
You
guys,
shouldn't.
These guys are not going to do it, but 1 ball and no strikes here to Gatson. Here's a fastball. It's a little higher than the belt, and a nice job there by the umpire. A nice job. That one was not in the zone. Sometimes they'll give you those in these big-time situations. A good job there to stay consistent by the officials. This one's going to go in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Bristow, and he's going to come home and score.
Yeah, he just overthrew that one, spiked it.
And that's all 3 runs tonight that have scored without a base hit.
And so we've got a 3-0 count
to
Gatson. First pitch, the first batter that Sawyer Pritchard has faced.
Yeah, he's not gonna put him on for the catcher. Not intentionally.
And there's another fastball that's going to be high, and the Lobos get on the board with 1 after that pass ball, and they have still got some runners in scoring position. 2 outs. We got a 2-1 ball game.
We got a ball game, guys.
I hear somebody in the crowd call him Sawdog. Is that his nickname?
Yeah, you call him all kinds of things. Bone, Sawdog. He'll answer to anything. Sucker's a go-getter.
It's going to bring up the freshman catcher for the Lobos, Drew Flores.
So Pritchard
good block by
has
Bristow.
yet to throw a strike.
Starting off a second hitter consecutively with a breaking ball. Like I said earlier, this kid's come into some power here last few weeks. So
these guys are Aggie fans over in the Longview dugout. They got their old ball 6 going.
The Lobo dugout giving Sawyer Pritchard a hard time. That one's going to be outside, and that's ball number 7. Drew Flores got a 2-0 count on him.
Both his home runs this year, I got there late and missed them both, so he's going to want me to see one live.
You calling it?
No, I'm not calling it.
That one's going to be under the knees for ball number 3.
And if you were a Lobo fan, it'd be a nice time for one. So, Sawdog's in a bit of trouble here.
Which mic are you? If he hits one, I don't know if we can contain you.
Oh,
that one's going to be in there for strike number 1, the first strike from Pritchard. He had gotten 8 balls before he threw his first strike, and so let's see if he can get back on the course. 3 balls and 1 strikes to Flores. Pritchard gets another one, and that one will be fouled off the catcher's mask, but nonetheless, it'll be chalked up as as strike number 2.
I think you can get another fastball right down the middle.
3 balls and 2 strikes. This pitch right here would be huge. Put it right down the middle and just let the kid put it in play.
Runners will be moving, so a base hit, Sly will score 3.
So the full count pitch to the plate. It's right down the middle, and it's fouled to the backstop. And so Pritchard
thrown 3 right down the middle in a row, 3 strikes, and just a really good job of hanging by Flores.
He simply doesn't have the command of the breaking ball right now to even consider
he
throwing
can't.
it. So
Yeah.
everyone knows
he's got
what's
a
coming.
really good one. You can't do it 3-2.
So Flores at the plate, a full count. Here's his pitch. It's high. and they're going to walk in the tying run of the ball game. Kalen Taylor will step up to bat now with Doxey awaiting on deck. 2 outs.
So Billy, you know, it was almost inevitable. This game's coming down to
absolutely
to the final innings. These two teams just a couple scrappy bunches that it was going to happen. So
that pinch runner for the catcher.
That's going to be Jarrett Lewis. Jarrett Lewis.
Let me guess, he's fast too.
Was the primary running back for the Lobos this year. Him and Taylor Tatum shared time, and you can only imagine if Taylor Tatum's the number 3 running back in the state, how good this young man was. So, yes, to answer your question, ton of speed at first base.
Kalen Taylor up to bat now. He'll take the first one high for ball number 1. You're just now tuning in. It's a great time to tune in. We got a 2-2 ball game here in the top of the 6th inning. Sawyer Pritchard on the mound for the Tigers. He'll throw one. That one over to first base, not quite in time. Bristow trying to get the 3rd out of the inning.
Looks like we have, can't tell who that is. Looks like Tanner Ross headed down to loosen up in the bullpen for the Tigers.
The 2-2 pitch, the 2-0 pitch to Taylor is going to be high for ball number 3.
He's definitely taken here, but Kalen's got a nice short, compact swing that he likes to go the other way with in situations like this. But Billy, I don't think there's a chance to swing at this pitch.
I don't think he's going to let him right here.
So 3-0 pitch to Taylor. It's right down the middle for strike number 1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Tigers sure would like to get a ground ball here and get out of the inning. Here's another one. It's a breaking ball, and it's right down the middle. Swung on and missed for strike number 2.
Here we are again. Bases loaded, 3-2 count, 2 outs. Runners will be moving again.
Right. So on the pitch, the runners are moving. Time will be called. The runners move, but time is called at the plate.
And same scenario as last at bat. Everyone in the house knows it's a fastball coming here.
So
gotta watch his now.
He probably got a hole.
He's fast.
He probably got a hole.
He's got some swag catching a foul ball.
So the full count pitch to the plate. It's right down the middle.
Can I help you?
And he's going to be rung up for strike number 3. And we got us a ball game, folks. 1 hit, 2-run score, 3 men left on for the Lobos, but they tie the ball game up. And as we head to the bottom of the 6th, it is 2-2 here at Tiger Field. And so we'll be back with more Tiger baseball here with Hobo Lobo, Frank Sides, right after this.
Commercial services, electrical panel installation, circuit breaker installation, led by Master Technician Jay Strickland, and multiple specialty services.
Welcome back to Tiger Field, where we are tied 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Nate Minnie going to come up for the Tigers as we get ready for more baseball action. But we appreciate all of our sponsors here at Texarkana Game Day. And if you're looking for some insurance, Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, with 2 locations in Texarkana and Atlanta. Kelly Ashbrook State Farm is here for all of your home, auto, and life insurance needs. With a fully licensed staff, Kelly and her team are ready to serve you and your family. Serving the 4 states area, that's Kelly Ashbrook State Farm. And you know, I don't necessarily like to call out other insurance companies and stuff like that, but you know what? I just talked to Kelly today. She's, you know,
good folks.
Such a nice lady.
Yeah,
and, you know, I mean, we don't really see each other as competition. We all work together. Everybody's got their own, you know, little niche that they do, and customers are going to shop with who they want to. And
that's
so,
right.
you know, a lot of us insurance people around have a really good relationship with people, and at least the ones of us that matter.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
So that was Nate Minnie. He would ground back to Tucker Gary. He'll be out at first base as his dad stands over and
didn't get him there quick enough.
Yeah, he coaches first base. So that's going to bring up number 10,
Cody
Reese. So Reese will take the first one for strike number 1. Second pitch from Gary is going to be in the dirt for ball number 1.
You know, Cody Reese is he's one of our guys that's a dual threat guy. He's he was a starting receiver for the Tigers this year and will move over into the starting quarterback job and started half the year behind the plate for the Tigers.
Cody Reese will take that fastball at the knees for strike number 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So is that the long way to say this kid's quite an athlete?
Yes, he is. He can fly too.
The 1-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball. He sits back on it and drives it out to Taylor Tatum out in right field. So a nice 1-out base hit by Cody Reese. So Robert Cheney. You know, I got corrected last week. I thought him Robert Cheney.
I've thought him that for about 3 or 4 years. And
Robert Cheney.
His dad corrected me, and so I said, if that's his name, that's what I'm going to call him.
That's right. That's right. He pops this one up trying to bunt it. I thought he was going to hit it again.
You see? He was going to get it back into fair territory.
Bunt it
that's
back
right.
Yeah.
Is that legal? I don't know.
Well, you know.
I mean, it is if they don't call it.
It depends on if it gets called.
That's right. If you do hit it that second time, make sure you're in foul territory.
just not hit it.
Or just not hit it. Yeah, he did the right thing.
Robert Cheney, he fouls that one down the first base line, and that'll be strike number 1 to him.
He was looking to push bunt, is what he was trying to do there.
Cody Reese got a lot of speed over at first base. Would love to see one hit all the way out to the Texana Bank sign.
Yeah.
And since there's 2 of them, hit it to either one.
But either one, lots of locations out here.
That's right. That's right.
So
the 0-1 pitch to Robert Cheney. It's outside. Ball number 1. One ball and 1 strike.
Is that gone?
To Cheney.
Thank you.
Every time I say his name, I want to call him Pepper Cheney.
Call him what you want as long as he gets a single.
That's right. The 1-1 pitch to him. It's going to be on the outside corner for
really
strike
good pitch.
number 2.
Great location. If you can do that all night long, that's what you want to do. Looks like we got Knox Pilgrim that's going to come taking it back.
It feels like the later we get, the more delayed ump's calls are. Not making bad calls. They're just coming in late.
I'm not a fan of that. You're like, and that's a ball outside that catches the inside corner.
Yeah.
Had some high
Speaking of stuff that's right on time, our sponsors. We got a few more sponsors. Red River Lumber, Phone Pros, TXK Marketing, Complete Computing Solutions. And, of course, some of them we've already named, but we love to name them as many times as we can. State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Total Medical Supply, Gregor Auto Group, Texana Bank, Commercial.
Here today, here tomorrow.
The Commercial National Bank, our scoreboard sponsor.
He came across the
yeah,
plate.
He's fixing to get a call right here.
And I believe the runner is going to be out.
He's fixing to get a call right here. We're gonna have runner interference, batter interference on Cheney. We're gonna get
a second out.
Yeah, we're gonna get the third out.
While we've got a break in our action, Commercial National Bank, our scoreboard sponsor.
The runner's got to go.
Brian Bolt Shelter Insurance.
Oh, he's not out. I'm sorry. I'm talking to Billy.
We're still talking about the game.
Just remember you have a mic on.
We're still talking about the game.
Yeah.
So that guy is going to be called out.
Yeah.
At first base.
Yeah.
I mean,
excuse
me, at second base. And so we're going to go to a commercial break so that Billy and Frank can have their conversation over here instead of getting me all screwed up on this. We're tied 2-2. We'll be back with more baseball right here at Texas High with Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Fever.
If you're thinking of building or remodeling, start your project with Red River Lumber and the Design Center. Our full-line lumber yards are stocked with the building materials you need for your project. The Design Center offers doors and windows, flooring, cabinetry, countertops, appliances, and more. And our team will help guide your project every step of the way. Take advantage of our custom kitchen design service. We'll help visualize your project with a 3D rendering of how your new space will look. Red River Lumber and the Design Center is proud to be a Day One sponsor of Texarkana Game Day.
We're back here at Tiger Field on what has turned out to be a chilly Tuesday night. Speaking of chilly, man, I'd love some chili.
You want me to go get you some?
Yeah. Where's the closest Wendy's?
Wendy's? You like Wendy's, don't you?
Or Texas Roadhouse. I got some good chili.
You like Wendy's?
I love Wendy's. I'm from Magnolia. We like just about anything.
There you go.
So Sawyer Pritchard going to come back out and be on the mound for the Tigers again as we start the top of the 7th inning. We're still tied 2-2.
And Kiefer Doxey, Lobos second baseman, 9-hole hitter, steps in to lead off for the Lobos here.
Second pitch to Doxey, going to be in there for strike number 2. So quickly, Pritchard comes out. 2 fastballs, 2 strikes.
Kiefer's objective here is one thing: get on base for the top of the order.
Flip that.
So the 0-2 pitch, a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and a nice job there by Pritchard to come out firing on all cylinders here in the top of the 7th.
Got behind with the fastball last inning and couldn't afford to throw that pitch. And but now you got the leadoff batter coming up, and you did some damage last inning with these top guys, and that's what the Lobos are looking to do.
So with Ronald Woods coming up to bat, right inside for strike number 1. Woods didn't like that call.
Well, the umpire's going to tell him if you don't stand on the plate, then the inside fastball won't. And
his back foot, it looks like it's behind the plate, so he's right on it.
And if he's going to pull the ball, that's where it's going to be, right there. If they continue to throw him in, I would throw him in. You know, you risk hitting him throwing him in, but he's not. He's going to pull it too hard. You know what I'm saying? It's.
I know what you're saying. I'm picking up.
I don't.
I'm picking up what you put down.
Okay.
There's another one. It's inside, but it's going to be low for ball number 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good pitch right there by Pritchard, and even a better take by Woods.
We got you, Billy. You were weaving in and out of traffic
yeah,
there,
I
but
was
you got
in
home.
and out. I knew what I was trying to say. It just wasn't.
That sounds about like me.
And Bolt's on my wavelength, so. Ooh.
Good job laying off that curveball by Mr. Ronald Woods there.
A little low for ball number 2. Going to bring up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch from Pritchard. It's low for ball number 3, and so quickly Pritchard gets ahead in the count and then throws 3 straight balls, and it's a full count to Ronald Woods. Woods will call time at the plate, playing a little mind game with Sawyer Pritchard. So the wind blowing a little from our left to right. The full count pitch, it's right down the middle, and he drives this one foul down the first base line.
If you get it in there, it's the only place he can hit it. Is up on the plate as he is. If you get it in there, it's the only place he can do damage.
So still our count will stay full. The payoff pitch from Pritchard to the plate. It's a fastball, but it's low, and that'll be a nice at bat by Mr. Ronald Woods there, and he'll draw the walk.
Ronald Woods leads the team in stolen bases. He's only been thrown out once this year, I believe. So, again, Coach Goldman does not love the idea of making outs in the base paths, but if you got that much speed, especially late in the game, probably got the green light over there. But again, got a big power hitter at the plate too, so maybe draw a couple extra fastballs because of that speed.
So Taylor Tatum up to bat. The first pitch that he sees is a breaking ball, and it'll be in the dirt. And Ronald Woods will advance over to second base. So with 1 out, a runner in scoring position for the Lobos.
With the meat of the order up, 2, 3, and 4 slated to go here. Slated to go. I don't say what standard means, but yeah, you get it.
The 1-0 pitch, going to be a fastball. It's outside. That's right where they wanted it, trying to get Tatum to chase that one.
Well, you don't want to get behind these guys, these 1, 2, 3, 4 batters for sure. get behind and try to play catch up and leave one out.
The 2-0 pitch to Tatum.
I believe he had his mind made up. He was taking a rip at that.
He almost went around, but he doesn't. That'll be chalked up as ball number 3. So 3 balls and no strikes. Not a position that Pritchard wants to be put in right now. The 3-0 pitch, it's right down the middle for strike number 1.
And I'm surprised to not see a little green light right there by Coach, but that's probably the right call.
3 balls and 1 strike. Pritchard trying to battle back. That one going to be in there right on the outside corner. Strike number 2.
I'm telling you, the catcher set up low outside corner and saw your splits it, and that was a tough. But it's the only place that you wanted to throw it to this guy. Now you got him back in the count. You got to throw a strike.
A big pitch right here, the full count pitch from Pritchard to Tatum, and it'll be lifted out into right field. Robert Cheney will get under it. He's going to make the catch. The tag from second base, and Ronald Woods will advance over to third.
Oh boy.
That's going to bring up Connor Cox with a man on third base, but
boy, you want to see
there
Cheney,
are 2 outs.
You want to see Cheney with his arm get behind that ball and come up throwing instead of just getting under it and making the catch and throwing your hat off and hitting your cutoff guy. You kind of want to see a little bit more effort right there and try to. Of course, you're not going to get that guy, but you never know. A guy trips, guy does something like that.
Yeah.
Just
and fellas, I think there's a 0% chance I'd pitch to this young man here.
Yeah,
I'd put him on and make the righty beat us, but
yeah,
we're going to throw to him. All right,
that's one way to do it.
Either way, put him
shit.
on. Send him home with a bruise.
So again,
Cox is going to trot down to first base after he's hit by a pitch, and that's going to bring up Gabe Flores, the center fielder for the Lobos.
And Gabe, did he walk in a run his last at bat? I can't remember.
I think so. Do you second guessing? But what do you do right here? Do you try to? Coach Minner comes and gets a ball that hit him
very quickly
instead of the on deck batter for Longview.
Yeah, he was in the dugout.
Yeah, well.
So Gabe Flores up to bat, a runner on first, and on third for.
Thought we almost had catcher interference. That's why the shoot.
I didn't know what you were shooting there about.
I heard the ball hit the glove and thought it was the bat hitting the glove, and we had a catcher interference a couple of games ago. Maybe that was in the Razorback game I was watching. It was. Sorry. Go ahead. Back to the game.
I'm just enjoying the moment.
Good pitch by Sawyer right away. I didn't know if maybe they'd try to halfway steal him and try to work this runner in.
Second pitch, a little outside.
A little outside for a strike.
Yeah,
I thought he called it.
That's right. He called it strike number 2. I thought it was a little outside from where I'm standing.
While you sit down?
Sitting. While I'm standing, while I'm sitting down. Man, we've got to hurry up and somebody win this ball game. We're getting delusional over here.
I don't know that I wouldn't try to put Cox on the move right here.
So no balls and 2 strikes, and that breaking ball will be fouled to the backstop.
Coach Minner's got it.
Gabe didn't look like he was fooled at all by that curveball.
Coach Minner sprinting out, using the speed and athleticism to come and get that foul ball. We've seen both of our Tiger assistant coaches with a lot of that athleticism.
Absolutely.
The 0-2 pitch, it's right down the middle. Swung on and missed. And so 1 hit, 2 men left on, and no runs scored. The Tigers have a chance to win the ball game right here in the bottom of the 7th. When we come back from this break, they're going to come to bat. And I don't know if we can contain the excitement from the Tiger King himself. He is just...
I want a bat.
Yeah. Somebody get him a bat.
I'd lay a bunt down, but we got Knox Pilgrim to do that for us.
Keep these cameras on. We're coming back with more Billy Lavender right after this.
Are you ready? It's time for some Texarkana Game Day Baseball. Fastball on the outside corner. He rings him up. Just like that, 3 up and 3 down. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. If you're looking for good baseball, Texarkana's the place to be.
Welcome back to Texas High, where we're having to physically hold Billy Lavender down from getting on the field. He wants to go get in the bat in right now before the end of the night. I mean, he is pumped up.
Yeah, this is the 9-hole in the lineup, and you've got a Knox Pilgreen who's going to come in and pitch hit in the 9 spot. Number 9 on his back, and this guy hit about a 340-foot shot at Pine Tree last week that would have cleared this fence by far, and he's got enough power, and he's a freshman. I'd like to see him do something really special right here.
So Pilgreen going to come in and hit here in the 9-hole, and the first pitch he gets, I know he wants to hit it, and Coach is down there at third base saying, too, the game is on the line. You are the winning run. You got to stand in there and take that one. But nonetheless, he's going to get a chance to hit.
And you see what was fixing to happen where the catcher set up. When you get that high cheese inside, you're fixing to get that low and away right after that. But Knox ain't bailing out.
So Gary's still on the mound for the Lobos. He throws another one, the third straight ball into the dirt. And so Coach giving him the take sign down at third base and saying, hey, get on base. And so look,
and
if we have a walk-off, I'm not going to say anything. I want you to call.
I got you.
Okay?
I got you.
We have a walk-off.
I got you.
So Gary to the plate. It's going to be outside, ball number 4. And so the winning run for the Tigers trots down to first base. And the first man in the lineup, Jacob Yao, is going to come.
And if you're Tucker Gary and the Lobos here, you don't want to walk the 9-hole hitter, turn the lineup over here in the bottom of the
I didn't know if we may get
the
the center fielder in or something. He's just going to call the infield in. I didn't know if he was going to. And Tucker Gary's done really well so far, but just gave up 4 pitches. But he's just trying to calm them down out there. And Coach McClure's going to get. I'm guessing with the way Jacob Yao handles a bat that we may get something. I don't know that we'll bunt the first pitch, but I bet we would the second pitch. I don't know if they're going to try to get a curveball or something here by him trying to bunt, get a pop-up or something.
Me and Bolt talked about it a lot last year. I'm not a huge fan of the bunt, but in this specific situation, it makes sense.
I'm a small ball, scratch every run I can out because all you need is 1 run.
No, that's what I'm saying. In this specific situation, yes.
Well, I mean, look,
I'd absolutely bunt here.
Small ball is definitely not something that people come to pay for, but it wins ball games, and that's what I like to do.
And let me tell you what happens to this field late at night. It gets really, really dewy and wet, and fielding a bunt and stopping on the run and throwing it.
So Yao turns around and he lays down the bunt. The play will be at first base.
There you go.
Go ahead, Billy.
Let me tell you what happens. Pressure busts pipes, makes water run uphill, and makes the Tigers win the ball game. Knox Pilgreen with the run. Tigers win 3-2. Tigers win 3-2.
And so I said I was going to do it, and I let him do it. Billy Lavender with the call. Right there as the Tigers walk off on the Lobos from Longview.
Big district win, and the Tigers know how big that is. And man, I'll tell you, we saw another great game, exactly like what we thought. Is this was going to come down to the end. It was going to be a 1-run ball game, and we talked about it for 15 minutes before the game.
Yeah, and if you look at that scoreboard as a Lobo fan, you lost 3-2 and didn't allow a hit the whole game. So just small mistakes and walks and wild pitches, and like you said, not being able to field and those bunts late in the game with pressure on you kind of cost you here tonight.
You don't want to see something come down to an error, but you'll take it if you're a Tiger tonight.
That's right. And so we're going to wrap it up here. Before we do, we want to give a big thanks to all of our sponsors here at Texarkana Game Day. State Bank, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, Total Medical Supply, Gregor Auto Group, Texana Bank, Commercial National Bank for our scoreboard, Brian Bolt Agency, Shelter Insurance, Conterra, Dr. Pepper, Browning Homes, Express Employment, Kelly Ashbrook State Farm, Sports Magic, Livewire, Red River Lumber, Phone Pros, TXK Marketing, Complete Computing Solutions, and the one and only Billy Lavender.
Yes, sir. It was great, man. I enjoyed it, Brian Bolt.
Yeah, so, hey, before we get off here, let's give a little recap of the ball game. And so, of course, as you can see on the scoreboard, I'm not sure where our camera is right now, but our scoreboard has zeros all the way into the bottom of the 4th inning where the Tigers score 2 runs. Then no runs scored until the top of the 6th, and then the one run that was heard around Miller and Bowie County, or maybe even all around the world.
That's right.
Billy Lavender on the call, the walk-off by the Tigers tonight. And
Man.
so a big district win. The Tigers win. They lost last week. They come in. They win tonight. What does this do for the Tigers going forward?
Well, it secures them a second seed right now, and everything is we only have 2 district games left, and you like to think that you got a Mount Pleasant that you roughed up the first time you played them, and then you have Marshall coming in on senior night. So you should, if you take care of business, you got the 2 seed locked up. This was a huge game for the Tigers tonight. It was a big game for Longview, but it was a huge game for the Tigers. And in seeding, top 4 make the playoffs, but you want to be one of those top 2 seeds because you get to play a 3 or a 4 from another district. So huge win to the Tigers, man. Just some kids, a lot of kids doing what they're taught to do, and it's fun to see.
And Billy, I appreciate you and Frank for hanging in there tonight and calling what ended up being such a great game. We kind of felt it once we got into and saw that we were throwing a bunch of zeros up on the board. We knew that something like this was going to happen. And, I didn't want to call it in front of Frank, but I kind of called it. I said, Billy, you got it, man.
Yeah,
it's coming. You call it.
Yeah, next batter.
That's right. That's right. And so, look, for all of us here at Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision, we appreciate you for tuning in. Again, a big shout out to the Tiger Vision crew. We've got students running around here working cameras. They're still out on the infield giving you shots of the kids working on the field. We've got people running around here everywhere. And so we appreciate you for tuning in here on Texarkana Game Day and Tiger Vision. And Billy, I know you won't be on the call with me on Friday, but we've got a big game coming up here in Texarkana. If you are a baseball fan, no matter if you like either school or you're an alumni, or nonetheless, there is a great game coming up on Friday.
Absolutely.
Crosstown rival.
Lots on the line. Lots on the line.
Pleasant Grove and Liberty Ilo going to face off for the 3rd time. Each game has been come down to the last inning.
And I bet that one will too.
Yep, and they're gonna play for the 3rd time on Friday, and we're gonna cover it live right here on Texarkana Game Day for you. So
go Tigers.
That's right. Billy Lavender, Frank Sides, and I'm Brian Bolt. We're gonna sign off here from Tiger Field where they win 3-2. Tiger Billy, he wanted to go bat. He didn't bat, but he got the last call. And so we'll see you down the road, which will actually be Friday right here on Texarkana Game Day. Appreciate you for tuning in.